What's going on, everyone? Welcome into Forward Progress. It's a live watch along in Brazil tonight. Well, I'm not in Brazil, but the game is in Brazil between the Packers and the Eagles. We're presented by Fanduel right here on Forward Progress. If you wouldn't mind, smash that like button down below in the early going. Make sure you're subbed to the channel. Give Google those positive, Google, same company, the positive vibes, and help us get discovered here as we head into tonight's game. Don't have as much time tonight to break things down before we get started. Hopefully it kicks off on time tonight. Haven't seen any delays. We don't have a lightning delay or anything going on like that. I will say, in the interest of full transparency, for those who tuned in last night, we had a lot of bets last night, had the Chiefs. Have to say that because obviously when you win, you got to pat yourself on the back. But I don't feel as great about this game tonight. Really on the side or total, kind of been around market all week. Saw a little bit of money recently come in on Green Bay, but I don't have a great feel for this overall. I am high on both of these teams going into the year. I really wonder in game one how the Eagles secondary will hold up. Isaiah Rodgers not playing tonight. They're relying on a couple of rookies in the secondary. I'm not convinced that it's going to just change overnight for them. I'm also very interested in how they play with Vic Fangio as the new defensive coordinator there as well. So going to be challenging for Green Bay, I think, to throw downfield. I think Fangio will want to play a lot of too high. That's his staple, bread and butter, force things underneath. Because of that, I wouldn't look for a ton of explosives from Green Bay, but who knows? The Eagles secondary was so bad last year that maybe they will get some. No real opinion on the game. Maybe we can find something live as we go on here from the major market side or total. Checking in on the chat right now. Some familiar faces. Scott. Who else we got here? Connor. Fries is back. Jay. I remember you from last year. Stephen Butler. Also some new faces as well, which I like to see. But yeah, I already see some props being thrown out there. Scott, pretty big on Saquon over on receiving yards. I'll talk about that in a little bit as well. Actually, you know what? Might as well just get into the props right away. Also, another game where I think it was challenging to find great prop bets. There's a few things that I like. This is more subjective gut feel tonight, people. Just, again, in the interest of full transparency. Kellen Moore, new offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. 2 new coordinators there. I think that's going to be a big positive for them this year, considering how bad their coordinators were a season ago. But I am putting a lot of stock into the Eagles trying to run the ball on the Packers. The Packers, over the past several years, they've really struggled against good offensive lines. And you bring in Saquon Barkley, who's never really had a good offensive line. I think he's going to get force-fed tonight. So I'm starting it off by playing Saquon over on his rushing attempts at FanDuel. He's been priced anywhere from 15.5 to 14.5, depending on the time of day. It's kind of been moving back and forth. I really think that they're going to give Saquon a bunch of rushing attempts here. So 14.5 minus 120. I'm taking him over for a full unit. I think he's getting force-fed the ball tonight. Really do. They try to set up play action off of the running game. That's what I think the Kellen Moore strategy is tonight. I'm not certain they're just going to come out, spread the field, and keep throwing downfield. So Saquon Barkley, I like him to have a lot of rushing attempts in this game. In a similar vein, if it's working, the backup's going to get some work as well. Kenneth Gainwell's number, 11.5 rushing yards. I don't love it as much as Saquon, but I'll go with that for a half a unit on the over 11.5 rushing yards on Kenneth Gainwell. I think that's a little bit short. I projected him for about 16.5. Small edge because of the way the distributions work, but I like that. Also tied to the same thing, and this is where it gets tricky because we're tying a lot of the similar outcomes together. Jalen Hurts in the passing game, I'm taking him under 21.5 pass completions. I do think that the Packers are susceptible downfield. I do think when the Eagles take shots, they'll have some big gainers. I don't think they're going to methodically march down the field. So Hurts under 21.5, minus 114. We're taking that for a full unit. And then on the Green Bay side of things, there's only one player that I think is mildly underpriced in the receptions market, and that's Romeo Doubs. Over 3.5 receptions. I priced this at like minus 110. It's plus 102. Go ahead, lock that in for a half a unit. So we got 4 props tonight. Barkley over on rush attempts, Gainwell over on rushing yards, Hurts under on completions, Doubs over on receptions. I see people that are interested in Saquon in the passing game. I'm not sure I'm ready to get there yet. He could definitely be a weapon in the passing game, don't get me wrong, but that's not the MO of Jalen Hurts. Typically doesn't go to the running backs all that often. Don't love it. Josh Jacobs over 84.5. Honestly, nothing on that side of the ball. I just don't. I think a lot of Green Bay is priced correctly on that side of things. If we want to take a look at BetStamp Pro right now, we can do that to find some really good prices that are available at FanDuel at the moment relative to market. So if you are playing Luke Musgrave overs in receiving yards, getting a very good number at FanDuel. Same if you want to play Jordan Love over on passing yards. And in a similar vein, I mean, I played Saquon rush attempts, one of the best numbers out there right now. So definitely play it at FanDuel. Josh Jacob rush attempts as well. If you do like the over there, pretty good numbers in market. If you're a top-down bettor comparing to other sports books, those are some lines that you're going to want to take. Now, I didn't build a pregame SGP today. I do like to play a lot of SGPs. Typically, when I see value, I have no problem playing a recreational type of bet, even if it's for entertainment purposes. Unfortunately, last night we got really close to hitting a 20-1. We didn't get the Rashee Rice touchdown. Probably in hindsight should have went with an alternate yards over, and we would have cashed. Didn't cash, but we got close. I don't got an SGP tonight, but producer Jason, he's a Gen Z. He's been in the lab. He's been cooking it up all day, cooking it up with those high socks.
They're pretty high right now.
You came up with something in the lab.
I came up with something, and the main concept behind it is I really wanted to tweet out a meme. So I kind of picked the meme first, worked backwards. Listen, FanDuel has these no sweat tokens where if you bet a same game parlay, I believe it's up to max $5. As I'm not betting a lot on this, just $5. You can get if it misses, you get it back. So I'll show everyone the concept of the parlay. If I just do this instead, did he just bet a negatively correlated parlay? Yes, I did. Yes, in fact, I did, ladies. Here's the parlay right now. You can get it around 50-1 over on FanDuel. I would recommend using your token for this because, I mean, it's not the best, but hey, here it is. Christian Watson under 3.5 receptions. Christian Watson 80+ receiving yards, and then Christian Watson anytime TD score. Just looking for the negative correlation there.
Oh, okay, thoughts? So I want to hate it, and I kind of hate it, but I also kind of like it. So here's the thing. You're relying on a big play from Christian Watson for a touchdown, which I get that and understand it, and then maybe he pulls a hamstring or something, he comes out of the game and you're good, because he can do that. Christian Watson. But why did you choose the 80+ as the alternate receipt? Because you got greedy, I think, there. I think you could have went with a different number, but now you need like a real big gainer. I don't know about the 80+.
All right, that's fair criticism, but at the same time, I might as well go big for these no sweat tokens. If we miss them, we get that no. That's my logic. Is if you miss it, you get it back. It's like a what's it called? It's like your one time. You miss it, you get it back.
Well, that's good logic, but the logic itself of the 80+, I like what you tried to do, Jay. Honestly, I'm not here to shit all over. I actually am going to bet it myself now. I have to because I have FOMO, and I don't want this to be a situation where you win a bet, you can rub it in my face. So I'll do similar in real time here because that's just my nature. I can't miss out on stuff like this. But I think you should have went a little bit lower on the receiving yards. Okay, I like what you're trying to do there. Take a player who has big play potential. I mean, people are riding with you in the chat.
I respect it, guys. Honestly, I don't know if I would even tell myself, but here we are.
Have some confidence, man. Have some confidence. All right, national anthem is underway here before we get into this game tonight and we welcome in our first guest. Remember, Fanduel is America's #1 sportsbook. I'm a big fan. We're using it live on the show this year. As you saw last night when we were using it, obviously tons of betting options. It's a really good product all around. Lots of uptime. I can't recommend it enough. And right now, all customers get a profit boost every single NFL game day. That means you can pump up your gridiron winnings multiple times a week. Tonight is the No Sweat SGP. On Sunday, there's a bunch of things going on. You can double your winnings with a PBT on any money line bet. Anytime touchdown, profit boost token as well. And then for the 4 p.m.s and Sunday night football game, SGP profit boost token. So get in on the action with FanDuel. You can bet money lines, spreads, player props, ton more. And with the super simple live betting that they have, great fast bet settlement, instant withdrawals. It makes betting on the NFL easier than before. So visit FanDuel.com/forward-progress to download FanDuel today. FanDuel.com/forward-progress. You must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in DC. An opt-in is required. Bonuses are issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms for both offers at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. And we do take responsible gaming very seriously here. So if you do have a gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER. I went through that stuff earlier in life. It's not fun. We're here to have fun. So make sure that you do use the responsible gaming tools that are available to you if you ever have any issues. We have a jam-packed show tonight. In the second half, we're going to be welcoming back Jeff Feinberg, who was with us last night. I said, go Chargers at the end, not even realizing he was on the show tonight, but he's back. And he's back in the third quarter spot. It's his usual spot. It's pretty sauced in the third quarter. He wasn't sauced enough last night in the second quarter. So we get him back in the third quarter. Fourth quarter, my good friend, Ian McMillan, also known as Mac Daddy by the people here at Forward Progress. He's with SI now, doing a bunch of betting stuff there, host the Bacon Bets podcast. He's here in the fourth quarter. Second quarter, Matthew Freedman, who should be very familiar to you at Forward Progress viewers, will join us, part of the fantasy life right now. But first and foremost, let's welcome in the man, the myth, the legend. He's with FTN Bets. It's Noops. Noops, how's it going?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, Rob. I'm in downtown Las Vegas right now. It's just an absolutely great week to be here. We didn't get our first touchdown score last night. Derrick Henry, of course, ruins everything. But I'm feeling pretty good tonight. I got a couple tight ends, a quarterback, some weird wide receivers. This is going to be fun.
Okay, rip those off quickly because the people here love you. But everyone loves Noops in the first touchdown scores. I didn't give one out tonight because I didn't play one. But out of curiosity, who do you got going on?
Dallas Goedert, Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft, Jordan Love, Kenneth Gainwell, and Jahan Dotson. So Goddard was able to find it about 14-1. I think anything really 12, 13 should be everywhere. That's pretty good. Musgrave at 20-1 or better. Kraft at 25-1 or better. Jordan Love, you're looking again 25 or better. Gainwell, hopefully 25 or better. And Dotson was able to get a 28. I think there's still some 30s out there. So just looking at the matchup, I always like tight ends. I think that they're very undervalued in this market because, people look at stats for the whole game. And once you get inside that 20-yard line, things are very different. And with two teams where you have such, loaded wide receiver groups and guys that are getting so much attention, you see a lot of scores. All of a sudden, this tight end's rolling out. He's completely unguarded. So, again, Goddard, Kraft, Musgrave, all kind of the same handicap there. Love somebody that, for whatever reason, he doesn't seem to be priced like a lot of the running quarterbacks. He had 4 rushing touchdowns last year, I think, with only 50 carries or something. So like that, Kenneth Gainwell is just a guy Sirianni loves. I don't know if he has naked pictures of Sirianni or what the deal is. He just gets way more work than, a 5'6", 5th round pick from, I think, Memphis probably deserves. And Dotson, I love that pickup. Eagle slot receivers, I think they had 2 first touchdowns last year. You had Julio once and Zacchaeus would have been the other one. So
I remember I hit that one early on in the year last year. So I'll remember that one vividly. I kind of agree with a lot of what you're saying. I was talking to Cleve TA about this earlier today because at Forward Progress here, he's kind of like our first touchdown guy. He's hit a lot of big ones in the past before. And everyone's always asking him in the side chat that we have, who you on tonight? He's like, I just really couldn't find value, but when in doubt, I just like to play these tight ends because I think that they're underpriced in a lot of cases. So I'm kind of with you on that one. I don't want to say it's a shame that we don't have injuries for the first game of the year, but when we don't have injuries on offense, it doesn't really open up a lot of value at some of the other positions. So, it looks like a lot of the chat right now is taking a stab on Kraft as well. So there you go. You got some company.
Yeah, I like that. The first plus 2 plus J888. Let me know what price you get on that. Unfortunately, and I'm glad you're able to get Fanduel here. By the way, Rob did not pay me to say this, guys. Fanduel is the best. That is the best. I think. I don't know what because it's hard to compare it to Circa per se, but of the big books that are across the country, they have the fairest shake. I think. I mean, I've never really heard of anybody getting limited too badly, and they'll limit you on some stuff, but stuff they probably should. I probably shouldn't be allowed to bet $1,000 on a 50 to 1 tennis outright, in a little tournament. So I think they do a great job. So I'm glad you guys are able to hook up with them.
Yes, we're very, very happy to be partnered with FanDuel this year. Just great all around book, and easy to work in a great app into the content when you have a million markets. Uptime is there, so
menu is the best.
Yeah, pretty happy with that. Penalty on the first play of the game, obviously.
I was going to say, how do you feel about the kickoffs, by the way? Are you into this? I feel like if they move them back, maybe it's fun. Maybe make them punt. I don't know. Is this better?
I'm at the point now, honestly, where I think we should just eliminate kickoffs. I don't even care to see a kickoff I'm just done with it. Give the team the ball at the 25 or 30, wherever you want to start, and let's just move on at this point. I don't really get it. I'm going to quickly count down the play clock here. This is very riveting, people. 18, 17, 16, 15.
Oh, you're ahead of me.
14. And,
here's another question. How many illegal formations we didn't get tonight?
So that was the first one right off the kickoff. That was an illegal formation penalty.
That was illegal formation.
So, the over-under's got to be set at, pre-game probably was 4.5, I would say, based off of what we saw last night. And we already got one. And it wasn't even an offensive play.
It's just, I have never learned more about how they're supposed to line up. I don't know if you have started digging into that, but it was something, I knew they made that change, and I don't pay as much attention to preseason as I probably should, but I was sitting with a couple guys and we were watching. It was like, is somebody could tell Stanley to lean over? Because it looked like you could have called an illegal formation on him on literally every play for the game, and they just stopped at some point. So,
yeah,
I don't know how long this is going to go.
That's a 5-yard completion to Christian Watson, and producer Jason is underwater on the SPP already.
Disastrous.
I love the play, dude. I love that uncorrelated parlay stuff. I did it last night with Xavier Worthy. It was under 3.5 receptions, 60+ yards. It ended at 47. It was actually the last play that they threw to him. It could have been a 27, 28-yard play. That would have been it. That would have threaded the needle. But I think there's still some value in that because it's hard to go through and do that math, but it seems like their algorithm is not as good at stuff like that as it is where give me say Eagles first quarter, first half game. That has been, they've nailed that stuff, but the stuff again, under receptions, over yards, I think there's still a lot of value in that.
I agree. Listen, even from book to book, these things differ from greatly on prices as well. It was a good throw out to Romeo Dobbs there. So it's one catch for Dobbs, which is good. And you're getting mocked for your pronunciation of Xavier or Xavier Worthy. You went with the French, or maybe because maybe a little bit of Brazilian there as well.
It's all the tennis. I always go European for some reason. But you're right. As I was saying, I was like Xavier. What is this? Xavier Henry? Wasn't he played for Kansas or something? Anyway, I don't know. It sounds nice. Who cares?
I'm not going to lie to you. I had a thought that crossed my mind today, which is very random, and I didn't share before the game as the game's going on right now. But we have two coaches here, which are Matt LaFleur and Nick Sirianni. Sirianni's a very Italian last name. LaFleur is very French. I was watching a Nations League game this afternoon between Italy and France, and Italy actually won in France 3-1. And it made me actually want to bet the Eagles, as dumb as that sounds. But whenever I see little things like that, and then, so I the European culture, it rubs off on me as well, as we're going to have another 3rd and 6 here.
Well, now all I can think of is my favorite episode of The Simpsons. You only move twice. Homer moves to a different town to work what effectively is a James Bond villain. And at one point, the villain looks at him and goes, Homer, which country do you like the least, Italy or France? France. No one ever says Italy.
No one ever says Italy. Okay, this is now there was okay, we're in the end zone here for the Packers, and that's Reed.
Tight end time.
The Packers snapped the ball so quickly on this play that I actually have no idea what the flags were. They must have snapped this within like 10 seconds.
Let's hope that doesn't count.
Yeah. I mean,
Gooner, the women's tennis file tomorrow. I was hoping to bet Jessica Pegula, but I was hoping for a number closer to plus 300. We're looking at like plus 225 or something. Let me see what our friends at Fanduel are doing. It's just one of those. There's no value on either side. If you are looking for kind of an angle, maybe like Pegula to win a set or something, but I just really can't stand the price. Yeah, plus 245 at Fanduel. If that gets to plus 290, plus 300, which it won't, but if that somehow happens, then maybe a little sprinkle. But the only person that's going to beat Sabalenka tomorrow is Sabalenka.
Nothing like the offsetting 12 men on the field for both teams.
Honestly, just let them play with 12. But they'll have 12. That's even.
I agree. 12 on 12. The Packers snapped this ball so quickly. It was absurd. I cannot believe that they ran a play in the time that I looked down at my computer screen really quickly, looked back up. That was very fast, and they are airing it out again. That's good defense.
Was it.
That was good defense. That would have been it. That was the one. Well, that would have been to cash the 40-plus receiving yards, not the 80-plus, Jason. You're gonna need a big reception, buddy.
So looking at that play real quick, I think what Green Bay was doing, they saw the 12th guy for the Eagles, but they didn't notice 85 or somebody was still out. So I think they were trying to catch Philadelphia without realizing that they had 12 as well.
Yeah.
But I like that throw. That was a pretty good throw. I don't know why Watson couldn't get a hand on that.
They're in no man's land now. They're on the 38, 4th and 6. It looks like they're going to go for it. Well, play clock's running out a lot. So I guess they're going to burn a timeout and then we'll figure it out.
I'm a little behind you. I'm still looking at the replay of the catch. It looked like whatever Eagles cornerback had a big handful of jersey there.
From the replay angle, in real time, it looked like there was contact downfield, but not enough to call anything. On the replay, it did look pretty egregious. But interesting start for Green Bay. They're playing fast here. They're playing very fast. And I know you just got that comment as well, probably right now, judging by your laugh.
Always paying attention, Robbie. Now I'm looking here. Bung Magoo. It's this Jordan Love guy. He might be pretty good. He's the highest paid athlete ever, right? Didn't that accidentally happen this summer? Like we stopped talking about Jaylen Brown. Those are those things. Again, I don't pay as much attention as maybe I should to some of the contract stuff, but I heard somebody say that. I was like, sounds right.
He got paid. He certainly got paid.
That's a tough part. When I was talking on BetQL Daily earlier about this, if you look back at the history of Super Bowl winners, it's basically Hall of Fame quarterbacks and rookie quarterbacks. So the Packers, as nice as it is to get Jordan Love, missed out on that kind of sweet spot of the first 2-3 years where you have that rookie quarterback and you can fill out the team like the way Houston's done. I think Houston's going to be great this year because they're right in that sweet spot of Stroud's really cheap, so let's do stuff like throw money at Stephon Diggs for some reason, bring in Joe Mixon. What the hell?
This has got to be like this is a catastrophic failure right here. To burn the timeout and then come out of it with a false start is not ideal, I would say. Not ideal.
Well, I feel like there's been a record set for most flags on the field, not flags thrown, but it feels like every time there's a penalty, 3 guys are throwing a flag. Like the play downfield, there was 4 flags. That one, somebody threw like 3. Like these guys are really on it today.
So if they're punting here, I'm going to be interested in a live over, I think. Because we haven't seen the Eagles offense yet. And I do feel like the Eagles are going to be able to move it. And I kind of like the game plan from Green Bay here. They came out, they were throwing the ball pretty aggressively. It seems like that, I still have some concerns about the Eagles secondary, even with the 2 rookies that are in there now.
It's tough. Young guys, first game. I agree. I think it's going to take them some time. And again, overall, it'll be better than it was last year. But I agree. I think this Eagles defense might be a little overrated for the first couple of games while these guys figure it out.
I tried really
What
hard
did
to get myself some Brazilian food tonight. Don't even know what Brazilian food really is, but apparently there's no Brazilian food around me. So I just ended up with sushi, which was very far off from Brazilian food.
My very best friend married a Brazilian woman. We get to eat Brazilian food. It is just a lot of like fresh meat, a lot of vegetables and stuff. It's trying to think. I wonder if you guys have these in Canada. There are these places called Wild Fork where you can order basically like frozen meat and stuff online. It's real cheap. It's all real like fresh stuff from Brazil. So if you're in the mood for a steak, I know getting a steak delivered. It's everyone thinks of Omaha steaks, but check out Wild Fork. But yeah, Brazilian. It's just a lot of like fresh vegetables, a lot of meat.
I'm a big fan of the grilled pineapple.
They're big on skirt steak too. Skirt steak is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Speaking of my favorite things, Peyton Manning commercial. I love this commercial. Peyton Manning, it's the best.
I actually just got a FanDuel commercial, so I'm on the Canadian ones, but I'm a huge Peyton Manning fan. I will go to the grave saying that Peyton Manning at his peak was the best quarterback ever.
100%. He changed the way quarterbacks call plays. There was no one standing at the line pointing, yelling, Omaha. Everyone thinks like, well, Tom Brady did that. Yeah, 5 years after Peyton Manning started doing
exactly.
It. Like, he fundamentally changed what it meant to be a quarterback.
100%. Listen, Brady, the longevity, you cannot compete with that. And
right.
He's the GOAT for that reason, and that's totally acceptable. But at his peak, Manning was the league did not know what to do. No one knew what to do. He was just coming up to the line. Teams never used to disguise their defenses at all or anything like that. Everything changed because of Peyton Manning. So that was it. Yeah, I'm seeing some Brazilian recommendations in here. What's a pichana? Am I?
Great question. Let me see. What's a pichana? Is that safe to Google? I feel like someone might be tricking us into something.
Oh, it's some sort of.
It's a restaurant.
Steak. Yeah. Oh no, it's a cut of beef. It's a Brazilian cut of beef.
I still need to eat dinner, so I can let chat pick my Uber Eats order. There's a Brazilian place down the street from me. So if they want to do that, they can do that.
I don't know if
Brazilian
you want
mojito
to pick your place.
I'll come back with options in a sec.
Yes.
The important things.
Oh, we didn't look at the live line, Jason.
It was 46.5.
Yeah. I mean, it's through 47, but like, I guess, yeah, there's only 3 minutes burned off the clock on that drive. Felt like a lot longer.
And it closed, what, 48.5? Almost 49, actually. 49.5 even. Okay.
Well,
it seemed like there was a lot of action for the over. Again, I'm in Vegas and stuff, and a lot of people were yelling for the Packers. A lot of guys talking about, well, how much should we bet on this over? So that's always interesting to see what the people think.
A very forgettable first carry for Saquon Barkley, I would say.
Mr. Boomer bust. It's
I mean, what do you think? What do you think? Like, I'm very high on Saquon Barkley this year. I think this could be he gets injured all the time, but he's got the O-line. The receiving weapons take so much pressure off of him as well. I think he's in for a big year.
Yeah, it just fell over there. That's the other thing I've been trying to look into too. The field looks like it's in decent shape because you remember a lot of these international games, the field is usually a mess. But I agree. I think I'm a little concerned. I want to see how the center does. I know that they did a good job prepping him last year. I'm also a little worried. Kelsey not only was a great blocker, he was the guy calling out a lot of the stuff in terms of blitzes. So I wonder what kind of effect that has. But it's the best team Saquon's ever been on since those Penn State teams. I mean, he's got great receivers around him. It's a great line, and he should be in a position where they don't have to use him all that much. I mean, part of the reason I looked at Gainwell for first touchdown score, and I'm going to keep looking at him, is I expect this to be maybe not like a 50-50 split, but I don't expect to see Saquon in these games late, especially if the Eagles have a lead and stuff. I think they're really going to try to use him sparingly and keep him fresh.
Well,
how far are you behind? How far are you behind us, Noops?
Noops about to see what just went down, but my live total just updated to 50.5, and I am regretting things in a major way.
He's going to get there. Oh, good. Somebody tackled him. Thank God.
What was that?
That was
an underthrow.
Well, that's what happens when you're 3rd and 15 and you throw into like First of all, Devontae Smith is covered. Like the linebacker
chairs.
This is just a horrible decision. Yeah, very bad.
So here
Very
comes
bad.
the replay. Yeah, looking for Devonta.
Yeah.
What a bad throw.
This is a bad
I mean,
field.
it's
Bad
way
field too.
under into 3 guys. Like, oh, what a
Mm.
bad throw. No, it's at first it looked okay, but you're right. As they're running, like there's chunks of this field coming up. That would be the only reason maybe I'd be a little hesitant on the over, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Although,
Well,
well, what do you think? Do you think the field being a little bad is kind of like when it's rainy or when it's snowing and the defense can't keep their feet, the offense has an advantage? Or is it the other way where nobody can really get a footing, nobody can do anything? We see what happened to Saquon, right? He just takes 2
yes,
steps and just done.
it's that. It's the latter.
Tucker Kraft just fell again. It's like not again, but like coming off the line of scrimmage there. So it might be one of those.
It's very bad. So maybe no over in play here. Bad field.
Yeah.
We got an unnecessary roughness penalty on the Eagles. Very, very smart move. Oh, by the way, Scott, thank you very much for clarifying. I still have absolutely no idea what is this?
Is that unnecessary? What?
Yeah.
Who's that on? That looked like a perfect sack.
Something must have happened after the play there. It seemed like, because it wasn't like a rough. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, they didn't show us much anything because, again, I just saw it. And it doesn't look like they're going to show us a replay. God forbid they show us what just happened again. I want to look at Nick Sirianni rolling his eyes.
What I'm really paying attention to at the line of scrimmage here is how often the Eagles are starting with 2 high safeties, which is the Vic Fangio special. And it's been pretty consistent right now that's happening.
All right, Jobu, that was pretty funny. Jobu with a Veteran Stadium reference. For those of you that may not be old enough to remember Veteran Stadium, it is a giant pile of concrete with the shittiest turf anyone has ever made. That's where knees went to die.
Oh, little play action. Field is, oh man, this is bad. It's actually quite bad that I almost want to pivot to the under. Like Love slipped in the pocket there as well.
And it just ticked up. It totals at 50.5 right here. Or again, are you holding back on something that I haven't seen yet? Oh no, a little quick play there. No.
Yeah, it's going to drop.
Okay,
it's going to drop in real time, 48.5, because of whatever this was, a holding penalty.
Yeah, I think I'm with you here. If Green Bay can somehow score a touchdown here, I mean, this is going to pop like what, to 52, 53, somewhere in that range, maybe.
See,
I'd be happy to go under that.
I'm thinking more greedy of alt unders right now. I have this problem, Noops. I have like a sickness where just the regular line isn't enough for me anymore.
Then maybe we shouldn't hang out this much because I have that same sickness.
Okay.
What's under 40?
Well, I'm looking at I was looking at under like 28.5. That low.
Don't you tease me with a good time. Don't you dare.
I will say that Fanduel does have $25 50% live boots up to $25. So I mean, if we're gonna play a little boosted token on anything here, Rob, I think.
Yeah, $25 under 28. Boost that. Wrap it up.
Yeah. Like, okay, let's be realistic here. What, like, key numbers 41. Let's like go under 41.5 when it pops back up.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Because like, I feel like this is a game again. If it goes under, this is going to go way under. Both guys like to run. Both coaches are a little bit cagey. It's not quite the Chiefs in the second half slow, but these guys both like to grind it out.
Yeah, and even if they move the ball, it's like no guarantee that the red zone offenses are going to be efficient early on in the year. We still don't know if the Eagles are going to be able to run their QB sneak to 99% success rate anymore without Jason Kelce. So I think there's, assuming this field
goal, I'm of the opinion that we might see a lot less tush pushes. Again, no Kelce, and I think they finally figured out like Hurts got hurt doing that. Like at a certain point, you can't have like 20 dudes falling over each other and just expect no one to get hurt. So I wonder if we see a lot less of that this year, like hardly any, because I mean, they were flagrant with it. They were using it like 3rd and 1 in like the first quarter in like no man's land. Like,
yep. I
just thought that was way, way too aggressive. And like it works. So, you don't want to attack what seems to be effective, but what's the cost?
It's true. All right, Jason, we're gonna do this. We're gonna use some tokens here.
We're off the board right now. That's the only problem.
Yeah,
But
it'll be
It'll pop back
keep
up
a
quickly.
close eye. As soon as it comes back on, we're going.
sounds good. Sounds good. I'll keep an eye.
I don't really want to cheer for it. I'll be honest. I don't know why I'm doing this. There's nothing worse than watching this game and like the offensive firepower that these teams have and cheering for no points. But I do think that these field conditions are not accounted for in the algorithm.
41 and a half plus 198.
So 2-1. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Giddy up. I'm getting.
And what's the lowest number they have? Could you scroll down and tell me the lowest one?
They would go to
Other direction.
Other way, Jason. We don't want to go under 70 or anything. Minus 10,000. That's more your style. 28 and a half, 27. Oh, we're getting real low here.
I'm surprised it's this deep. Again, FanDuel, way to go, guys. Way to have the guts to post an under 22 and a half at 40-1.
That's what hiring a real trading team will do for you.
Imagine that treating a book like a book.
Yeah. Like I'm not sure I want to go this. This is a little bit too far here, I would say. A little bit too far.
I kind of agree. I just wanted to see. I was curious because it's early season and they've been maybe a little bit more hesitant with some of the stuff. Again, like I mean, the other thing too is I wonder how much they're actually even taking on under 22 and a half. But yeah, under 41 and a half. That sounds awesome.
Yep. We're in for a half unit, locking it in. By the way, anyone who wants to track the plays that we give out on this show, we do have a BetStamp account at Primetime NFL, which we've been tracking since the inception of the Hammer. Every single pick that we've given up on every single one of these live watch-alongs. And remember, Kanish was on for these for a year. He really sewered the record. Without him, like we're 10% ROI. I don't even think I'm exaggerating either. That's just,
can you imagine Kanish ruining something? What a novel idea.
Yeah, it could. Believe me, it's never happened before. Never happened before.
Hey, Debs, do you want under 3.5 total points?
I think he does.
That's I like that.
That's a real sick.
That's aggressive.
That is very aggressive. What do we add for ROI all time on this thing? Do we know? All time? Oh man, 7%. Wow. That I really do think if we did not have Kanish doing Thursday Night Football that first season, we probably would have been 10%. That's a big sample too. 477. Why not?
It is. That's what it's 7% on that much. And the CLV is funny. I assume a lot of that's live stuff, so that number is probably not that.
Most of the stuff we do is right before game time too. It's like I'd say 90 to 80% of it's like game time. So
that was a very
for everyone
effective...
that's going to be like, you have no CLV.
Well, whatever. I mean, but
we're numbers guys. Of course, we feed our family with CLV.
Yeah. But it is what it is. That was a Kenneth Gainwell return right there. Terrible, 10 yards. That was
an interesting kick. Somebody finally tried the pooch.
I like that. That's what I would.
It's a squib.
Squib kick. Yeah, squib kick. Bung Magoo says great kick. I think all the teams will kick that eventually. I don't agree that they all will kick it eventually. I think some teams are just going to kick it through the end zone no matter what because they don't want to risk like the big play return. But I would be, if you practice that, I would be trying to kick that squibber.
I wonder if that's one where if you get good at it, you can like kick it at a player and like have it pop off somebody. Again, not everybody's the kicker from the water boy, but at a certain point, you fire the ball down there enough times, you're going to get some randomness. So I think you're right. It's like, what's your appetite for maybe risking the return, but also maybe having a chance to generate fumbles? Because the way this is set up, I think there's a chance where if you can squib kick like that with any accuracy, like have your guys kind of move out of the way, that's pretty good.
I'm with you. I don't want these short Hurts completions. That does nothing for me. Thank you very much, Drew Furstenberger. Two for two. 2 nights, 2 donations. August Young last night, Drew tonight. Obviously, we don't ask for donations, but it does help. I mean, we have to pay for cable packages, new equipment, building out a new studio for these watch-alongs as well. Lots of stuff that goes into it. So anything helps. Do appreciate you, Drew. And thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you do get some good early season karma off of that.
It's a lock. Whatever he bet today, that's gonna win. I don't know what Drew bet. It's a winner.
No, this is very bad. This is very bad.
Dang.
Alternate under is.
What am I about to watch? I can't stand it. Like
listen, we knew something like this was going to happen. I'm gonna like dance around what it was, but we knew something like this was going to happen with no Jason Kelsey. I guess I just gave it away, but like
he didn't fumble that, did he?
I mean, he just got snapped into him. He wasn't ready. Someone didn't know the snap count basically there.
Oh man.
So I didn't see who came up with the ball, but I guess Green Bay got the ball. All I saw was Jason Hurts get swallowed up.
I don't think anyone on the Eagles even tried to recover the ball.
Hurts was not ready for that. He was looking around calling stuff.
They're yelling at each other on the sideline now, and this is bad. This is bad.
All right, we need a big stop here.
My good friend Suba is on
Green Bay
tonight, so
okay, we'll take that too. We'll take that too.
I think there's a flag here, so this is going to be a holding penalty.
Which Hurts is very upset right now.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I'm still very much looking forward to the rest of this game. Don't get me wrong. It's NFL, it's Green Bay, Philly, but it's been a very sloppy, very very disjointed start to this game.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Again, I don't know how bad the field is, so that's going to be tough. Maybe they get used to it. Again, maybe they try to slow down a bit, but you think about last night's game. I mean, that wasn't very exciting for the first quarter, first half, and it all sort of picked up. So, but we'll see. I think it'll be close. We have some drama late, but I do wonder again if the field is really going to limit what's possible here because guys are just they're having trouble staying on their feet.
Yeah, man. Reed at the end of last year, I want to say maybe off the top of my head, the last 6 to 8 games, he just like basically went off, and he seems to be getting some early targets again here. One was called back as a penalty, but
I think he's their best wide receiver. He's the guy in fantasy. Like I would take him before Watson, before Dubes, before anybody. He does. He seems to get the most consistent diet of targets. Again, he was somebody I was looking at first touchdown score, and I was pissed. They finally adjusted him down to whatever he was. It was probably closer to right. I think he was like 11 or 12 to 1.
Oh, okay.
I hope somebody does a super cut of all the players slipping tonight, like with those like America's Funniest video sounds underneath. Like, you know,
the Benny Hill music.
Mario Kart bananas.
Yeah. Stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff you could do with it. You bring up some good points.
Nice. Did you get that? He did not.
We're in Musgrave territory here. Let's get this done. Let's get
I think that was Dobbs one-on-one with Slay, and he cooked him. Like Slay was not even anywhere close to him on that play.
I remember
Rob catch that. They weren't excited. They pretended they responded like he didn't catch that. I don't understand what's happening.
I think they're going to run Jacobs right up the middle here, and I don't like that idea because the Eagles have. It's
going to be Jacobs or Jaden Reed. That's what we're setting up for here. And Anthony Glenn, I wonder if he just gave it away.
I'm like when they do like look at the field, Rob. I don't know if you want to rewind there, but like there's chunks taken out of this field. This is
also it's pretty sad. Like Listen, I like the NFL. I bet it. I watch tape, but like when I can call your plays up based off of your formation, it's a real problem. Like it's time to
right.
It's
we should not know more than we should know as much as the defense because that.
So then how much did Peyton Manning change in the NFL? Then can we get back to that? Tom Brady is obviously still better than Peyton Manning. Like
well, lining up to go for it. Man, a stop
Peyton
here
would have changed the play there. He would have looked and like, nah,
no, never mind.
Oh, this is so close. I think he got it.
I think he got it too. It looks like it.
I think he got it.
Way to have to. I will say I like the guts of like calling the exact same play. Yeah, it looked like he got it.
I think he did. I think he started to get pushed back right after he.
Yeah, if the yellow line's right, I agree. I think it looked like the back of his jersey at least got to that yellow line, so the ball must have been ahead of it. But I'm sure I'll have to bring out the chains. One of my favorite things that still exists.
Just gave it to them.
It actually is really because it looked like the first down marker was right at the 3, and I don't know that the ball ever got. It was just so close. But yes, it's
the quick replay they just showed. It looks like they got the 3. All right,
Good news is that Why did Green Bay just call a timeout?
Because they want to burn their timeout. It's all in the first quarter.
Okay.
Very
needs
sound
timeouts?
strategy.
I'm okay with that because Luke Musgrave wasn't on the field. So let's call a timeout, put Luke Musgrave back on the field.
I'm all for it. I just, again, we need this feels like I think Jordan Love rollout time. I feel like a Jordan Love rollout time. Let's do this.
You know what's not used anymore that should be used? The naked bootleg.
I wouldn't do that.
Like, no one does it anymore. Like, if by chance someone ends up following the quarterback, which never happens, by the way, it's always the quarterback just walking. If by chance someone ends up following the quarterback, all they got to do is like a little quick pump and you get that defender in the air and you walk in anyways. Like, it always works. Naked bootleg.
Or it's an easy throwaway, right? You just look at it, go, well, I'm out of the pocket. I'm just going to throw the ball to the side here. Like,
I feel like they're going to run a lot of those with Caleb in Chicago.
Tannehill used to run a bunch of them.
I don't know why the Ravens 5-yard or less plays and just Lamar naked bootleg every time. Like,
this game is a disaster. There's a flag on every play. I think Dobbs set a pick. Yeah. Something like it's a broken game.
Yeah, this is you're welcome, Brazil. Here you go.
Also, like, so I'm watching the replay, which you're about to see, Noops. Dobbs could not have set a more blatant pick. How do these guys not know to pretend like they're running a route and looking for the ball at this? Like, you could run directly into the defender. All you got to do is make it seem like you're running a route and you're totally fine. Just don't go block the guy.
It's, again, if I can figure out how to do it in high school basketball, how to like screw people out, but like pretend like I don't know what I'm doing. Again, you think a professional athlete, and maybe part of it is too, it's just something, I mean, because I don't remember as many pick plays over the last, a couple of years ago. It seems like it's picking up more, so maybe it's not a skill that they have yet. Here we go. Go. Somehow get 6 yards further.
You know what? He took a guy with him a couple of yards there.
Kraft is really good, man. Those two guys, like, just big, scary dudes. Like, 6'6" will knock you over. Although he needs more face stuff. He needs more of that face black. He missed a couple spots. I can see just a few white spots of skin. Oh, this does. It's let's look at some other stuff, and somebody's complaining about like this game is tugging at their emotions because everything happens that it just restarts again.
Oh, you know what? I don't even know what I'm cheering for anymore in this game. This is the problem I am having right now.
Well, that is the nice part about betting the under, by the way. If it's miserable, we make money. It's a good emotional hedge.
I do have like a few SGPs with a Green Bay alt line of -5.5 that are in play, but then I don't want them. I don't know. I can't process. I need to like write some sort of algorithm to process this stuff for me in real time.
To process your feelings and emotions.
Poor Jason right now. This guy just can't. Watson's getting the targets, but
it's done. It's over. It's all right. I'm off it. I'm over it. Give me my token, my little token, my no sweat token. I'm gonna figure out what to play it with on, like, I don't know, some USC same game parlay or something like that. We'll figure it out. I'm done.
We'll find a future for you.
Yeah, we'll get something. We'll get something. We'll get something.
Bonus bets are for futures, people. Don't hold up real money for that long. Hold up non-money.
I'm with you. We got to see after this field goal goes in. Yep, down the middle. Okay, I want to see what the price is on under 41.5 right now, just out of curiosity. Because we locked in 198, so we're at 168 now. Okay,
that's
all right.
Yeah, I love that.
We got a good position.
As GRP says, that's equity right there.
We want to set up a middle on 41 or what?
I hate that he says that because I use the phrase equity too. So I always describe it as like people are like, oh, this future's 200-1. It should be like 30-1. It's like, okay, it's going to lose, but like you have a bunch of equity, like good for you. Like, I don't know what you're going to do with it. But I was a little concerned when I heard him start using that. Because it's the perfect word to describe it. I just don't want to use it because he uses it.
My favorite GRP move is when like he waits for a golf tournament to start and the first person that birdies, he just bets them live as if it's some sort of edge, which he's like not pricing in like the 20% hold into the market or like, I don't know, man.
I enjoy him. But it's in the same way that there are characters on Twitter that I enjoy. And as far as characters go, I think he's a pretty harmless one. I think that it's clear to most people that someone who, again, is the prince of the pen and paper, like it just, all those videos, just sat down, fresh shower, nice shirt, got my hair cut, looking good, little gel in there today. Here's what we're doing.
Yep.
I don't think I think the notebook's right. Like, I don't think that he fabricates. I don't think he crosses stuff out. Like, he is a real straight up dude or whatever, but I'm here for it. I wouldn't bet anything he says to bet, but I will watch all of it.
I have a love-hate relationship. I go through stretches where, okay, this is funny. Like when he was doing the boards in the woods and then checking them the next day to see, like, I thought that was hysterical. That's some of the best content ever created.
Excellent.
But then he lost me for a while, and right now I'm not on the GRP train. He noticed I unfollowed him too. He sent me a DM on Twitter. I said I'll be back.
That was my only regret. It was my only regret at Bet Bash. He was supposed to be my second to last speed networking, and unfortunately I had to leave to go deal with a little bit of an emergency. But it's instead of going to see him, we saw him at a happy hour. I decided to go embarrass myself playing blackjack near Plus EV Analytics. If you may or may not have heard, I stayed on a soft 15, also known as a 5.
I heard that. I also saw Plus EV Analytics playing blackjack, and I would say that if I had not known him and he was at my table, I would have punched him in the face in all likelihood if I had had enough to drink, because there's nothing more annoying than the guy who's sitting at the table telling everyone what hit, double, stand, like, just like, play your cards, dude. Play them. If someone asks, it's different if someone asks for the help, right? They're like, I don't know what to do here. I don't play blackjack. What am I supposed to do? Tell them. But don't call out every single move. It's bad. It's bad etiquette.
I'm the scumbag who goes to that table and just does the opposite of what he says. I would. There could be 19. He could say stand, and I'm going to say hit. Like, just on the principle alone. Like,
well, the sick part was, despite playing like an idiot, because I think my blood at that point was like 37% tequila, I ended up somehow making money. We sat through 2 shoes, and I stayed on like the soft 15 again, a 5. So won that hand, looked down and went, I'm up $50. I have to go right now. And he's like, no, you have to stay. This is fun. I was like, I can't count right now. I can't add numbers. This is probably not a good place for me to be.
Oh, man. My favorite parts of Bet Bash every year are the hours I spend gambling with friends, or people that I just never gamble with. You see some different sides of people. I talked with Chernoff about this last night, but I've seen Chernoff at his absolute worst. Like, he went on an epic blackjack cooler. He must have lost like 15 hands in a row. Couldn't win anything. And, see a different side of people. You see Plus EV Analytics at the table, Buckhalter just calling people out, do this, do that. Like, no one cares, dude. Like, they're going to play their own cards, man. Like, but you see some stuff at those tables.
I actually got to sort of teach Elihu how craps worked. He was standing at a craps table falling, and he couldn't figure out like the put behinds, and the dealer was trying to say, well, like, it's this, and I looked at him and went, it's integers. You put one in front, it's X or whatever behind. He's like, oh. Like, he sort of put it together, but I still am not sure that Elihu quite understood what was happening. We did win a little bit of money at like 4 a.m. or whatever the hell time it was, but you're right. That after we have dinner, there's like that happy hour, we all sort of stumble down into the Florida circuit, and we're like, well, we probably won't do too much. Then all of a sudden it's like 3 hours. We're just screaming at dice and cards, and it's the best.
It really is. It really is.
Double down on a 20 just for the reaction. Devs, that's
a sickness. Yeah. I don't care about the reactions. I play to win, and it's pretty much
everyone has different goals, Rob.
Yeah. How many flags have there been in this game? There's like a flag on every other play.
69.
It's actually quite bad right now.
I'm going to see real quick. I think ESPN has.
Well, there's 6 penalties, but how many?
That's it.
Yeah, it's got to be. there has to be at least, because there was an offsetting penalty, so that's 2 on one play. This is a first keeper.
I guess there was a bunch they didn't accept because you're right. Like there was 6 flags in the first drive. Like,
yeah. Remember how we thought this game was going to be? Well, we bet the live under, so because of the field. But I think a lot of people thought the game was going to be very offensive. And the Packers have 3.5 yards per play right now. The Eagles have 1.8.
I think the
I was
Eagles
going to guess less
yards
than
total.
1.8.
The Eagles have 18 net yards.
That's not good. I don't think that's good.
No.
It's not good. It's not good. I'm gonna double check my math. Yeah, that's not good.
Are we sure Kellen Moore is even a competent offensive coordinator?
No, we're not. I can tell you as a Cowboys fan, I've never been the Kellen Moore guy, but it can't get much worse than last year for the Eagles.
No.
Last year was an abomination for them.
It was nice to see them throw some money at coaches. Again, Fangio, he might be a little older at this point. Kellen Moore, you have a lot of questions, but at least they went, you know what, these 2 guys, we'll see you later.
Yeah. They're gonna
hurry up. Play there.
Yeah, they're gonna
try to matriculating.
Are they just pretending that they're gonna get another play in, or are they gonna get another play in?
Oh, okay.
I think we're pretending.
No, we gotta. I mean, I don't. I did not expect like this little short passing offense. I really didn't. It's not.
At least Ben Johnson was firing downfield. That's all. I wasn't a fan of him, but wrong.
Remember, if this is what Kellen Moore did in Dallas for that first, because it seemed like it was a lot of quick hit stuff, and I guess that works better with Lamb. But there you go. That's not bad.
Yeah,
you're going to get Devonta Smith hurt doing that over and over again. But
well, I mean, right now they're picking up 8 yards at a time. It's better than the 1 yard at a time they were picking up earlier in the game. But that's that. Noops, let the people know where they can find you, what you got going on.
On the app formerly known as Twitter at _Noops, everything flows through there. We've got first touchdown bets all going through FTN. Great time to sign up for that. Some discounts floating around and a ton of great stuff. I mean, Rob, you already talked about some of the tools. The prop shop is great. Frank's models, all the stuff that's there. So check it out. Lots of good stuff. It's flowing around. Give me a follow. Shoot me a DM. I'm always happy to talk about whatever.
Shoot him a DM. Give him a follow. And
slide in there.
You can sweat the first touchdown score with him tonight because it hasn't happened yet. The sweat can honestly, it's extra value when you bet first touchdown score and you get no touchdown in the first quarter because you get that. It's like playing blackjack and you take that double card face down. You get 2 sweats for the price of 1.
Well, real quick, and that's part of the reason I like the first touchdown score market is because anytime touchdown is correlated to the total touchdowns in the game, where first touchdown, it's just a nice, clean number. So a lot of people will be like, oh, you playing all these guys to score? It's like, no, that's too much. Like this, there's not going to be 6 touchdowns in the game, but I think there's 6 guys who can score first. So that is one of the beauties of it. If there's only 1 touchdown, someone still scored first.
Yep. All right, Noops.
Pleasure as always, Rob.
Enjoy Vegas.
Until next time.
Thank you. Noops, everyone. Great guy. Got to meet him in person this year, and I got to meet our next guest in person this year as well at Bet Bash. He's part of the team at Fantasy Life. Matt Freedman, how are things?
I'm good. Representing the brand up here. Yeah, life is good. Have a friend, a buddy watching the game here who's an Eagles fan. He knows I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm not giving him like a hard time or anything as this game is happening. I also didn't tell him before he came over that I bet on the Packers. Again, I'm not like jumping up anytime something good happens for the Packers. Because, I mean, look, they've gotten the 2 turnovers, but it's not as if they've actually been able to do much with them. This has been an abomination of a game so far.
Bad game, bad field, like very noticeably bad field, which is why we hit the live under in the first half, in the first quarter there. But yeah, I mean, we were treated to such a good game last night that it's just like, this feels like really bad.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, it's the international thing. And then also it's not as if there's anything wrong with the NFC, but like the AFC does feel just so much better than the NFC, like it wouldn't surprise like if maybe like 5 teams in the AFC like won a championship, but like, and I guess you can maybe say the same about that, but it feels like there's a teardrop between the 2 conferences.
just watching this play here, and like classic Jalen Hurts running himself into trouble on the right side, per usual. Ugly offense. I expected more out of Philly to start the year. I'm actually really surprised they didn't. I mean, the first toss to Saquon, he loses 5 yards because his foot gets stuck in the turf. But like, I'm really surprised they haven't tried to test Green Bay's run defense. This seems to be like the go-to for every team when they face Green Bay.
Yeah, it's like one thing that kind of surprised me as I was digging into, teams in the off season researching. The Eagles have now had 5 offensive play callers and 5 defensive play callers in the last 5 years. Like this is the kind of thing like that does not happen with serious organizations. And normally, like, you think of the Eagles as being a serious organization. Like, they won a Super Bowl not all that long ago. They almost won a second Super Bowl just 2 years ago. And yet they have had so much organizational turnover that, like, it is just hard for a team, like, to be able to build that requisite foundation year over year to have success.
Yep. Totally with you. It's one of the issues of having success is you get coordinators poached to other teams as well, which happened obviously a couple years ago with Steichen and Gannon. But I look at the Eagles on paper, like personnel wise, I'm like, this is a fantastic team, but what are you going to do? Another, like the penalties are too much. There's a burst finally from Saquon. By the way, this comment is just like, also the avatar also contributes to it.
Get with the glasses. That's great. Oh man. TA's comment here. Go ahead.
Kind of looks like you, Rob. No, like
let's enough, please. Enough already.
I love how Jason just jumps in just to throw a zinger, and then he's like, I'm out.
We let him on air, and now he's taking too many privileges with it right now, especially after that same game parlay put together before the game today. Although, you know what? Still live, Jason. Still very, very live there.
All right.
I'm giving up on it. Like, maybe you can help root for it, but like, Matt, I don't know if you saw, I'll just share it on screen here. It's Christian Watson over 80 plus receiving yards and under 3.5 receptions, and Christian Watson scored a touchdown. I think I'm done.
Nice. I like that.
The old okay. Here I like it too in theory,
right?
But he got too greedy and went to the 80 plus yardage, where I think he could have got away with like a 60, because now he needs like a big bomb for that to work. Wow,
yes, absolutely.
That was a great play.
Did he come down in bounds?
This game's drunk. Probably not. Are we ahead of you, Matt? Sorry.
Yes, but I don't care. Go ahead and spoil it for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
You get to do the analysis after you see it in real time, after we spoil it for you.
It's all good. Let me see here. All right.
Good.
I mean, is he good? Did a second? He got his left foot. Yeah, his right foot's down. Yeah, that's good.
All right, there we go.
Saquon first touchdown score.
This is good because I also had Saquon anytime touchdown at even money.
Okay.
Not plus 100. No one should say plus 100. It's always even money.
Ooh, here we go. I don't think about it consciously ever. So I'm sure I say both, but I definitely have said plus 100 many times before.
I say that facetiously. I do not care at all.
That was a Fezzik argument, was it not?
It was a Spanky argument.
Oh, Spanky, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously we all love Spanky.
Oh, yeah.
Like that goes without saying. But it just felt a little bit like old guard versus just young people who are getting into the industry and don't know what they're doing, just kind of learning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and I'll say like, I probably always said plus 100 because like, I just look at it and that's what it literally says. Like a lot of sports books don't put even money anymore. because it's just, I don't know, probably something with their systems, whatever. It's just easier to put the plus 100. But I do not care at all. But I do understand like the old timers who really prefer saying even money.
Yep. I'm with you.
Oh, I love Dave Clark coming in here just saying, don't say minus 100.
No, it might
that's
like
so good.
there's, even money, totally acceptable. Plus 100 acceptable. As soon as someone says I'm taking a team minus 100, like just throw their opinion right out the way. Like, you can turn that video off, never listen to that person again. Minus 100 is absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah. Like that makes me think of like some weather apps that I've looked at where if it's if the temperature is down in the minus territory, then when it comes back up to 0, it will say -0.
Yep.
And there's just something so tilting about seeing the minus sign in front of the 0. It gets me a little bit.
TA with a good inside joke comment there as well. Don't
Matt pointed that out earlier. I didn't realize what you were referring to, but
I just saw it now.
With the Raiders.
Yeah.
Listen, we don't like to use the word sharp here. We don't like to use we don't use the word sharps here.
You use the word pro.
Yeah, pros. Not sharps. No, pros. No. Come on, get with the program, Matt. This is like common knowledge. What are we doing here?
Yeah, that clip made the rounds. That certainly made the rounds.
I mean, I took the statement literally.
Yeah.
If someone says the guy's from Vegas, I'm just going to assume literally you are talking about professional bettors in Vegas. That's just me. But anyway.
Also, like when you talk about how like the sharps or the pros or the guys in Vegas love a team, but the market has been consistently moving against them for months, like maybe you're talking to the wrong guys. That's anyways. I digress.
Man. All right. Well, so at least this has turned into a game.
Yes. Yeah. Solid game. Eagles up to 3.7 yards per play. Leading the pack 3.5. Yeah.
So this was the game that I was maybe the most excited about entering week 1, because you've got these two teams that have a ton of potential. I thought the Packers last year could have made the Super Bowl based on how they were playing I guess I'm probably basing this on the sample size of one of them shellacking the Cowboys, but I was excited to see, what we get out of Jordan Love entering his second season as a starter with a whole lot of young receivers around him who could all kind of level up at the same time. I was interested to see what we get out of this Packers defense with the new coordinator. Maybe all of those players finally kind of live up to the potential that they have. And then on the other side of that, with the Eagles, obviously with the turnover that they've had on the coaching staff, I heard earlier, Jason jumping in, is Kellen Moore actually a good coordinator? Just wanting to see what that Eagles offense looks like with Kellen Moore, and then wanting to see what this defense looks like with Vic Fangio. I mean, even though you have a sense of what the Fangio defense looks like, it doesn't feel as if it has the same magic now as it had 5-10 years ago.
Right.
And so just curious to see, but this game has kind of disappointed, the expectations so far, but maybe, it gets back on track.
Yeah. We had, looked like Emmanuel Wilson here with this carry. One carry did more than Josh Jacobs has done all game.
I'm watching it right now. Oh yeah. Wow. He looks good, but he slipped.
Yeah. He slipped. Or also could have been more. He's still in the game. He got another carry just now. This field's a disaster. It's a mess, but what are you going to do? You'll never believe what game I'm most excited for this week.
All right, lay it on me.
I
wait. Panthers Saints.
You did guess it on your first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, my guy Eager. I can't do this because I'm not the guy that's gonna give up his fandom and cheer for a new team. I'm 30. I'm gonna be 38 years old this year. That's not me. But I really want to adopt the Panthers as my favorite team. They are my second favorite team now, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, super happy for Eager. A win for the nerds and the sports bettors alike. So yeah, I'll be curious to see what happens there. And obviously, if that team takes a step forward, I'm going to give Eager the credit. And if they don't take a step forward, I'm just going to be like, well, they didn't use Eric Eager the way that they should have.
Exactly. I'll never put it on him. He's in a situation with an owner in Tepper who we know could be like, so at some point it's always, you don't know how much he's going to be able to leave his imprint on that organization. Right.
Yeah.
But I do hope it gets off to a good start.
Of course.
Green Bay used their final timeout here of the first. I mean,
unreal.
It's 10 minutes and 24 seconds left in the first half, and they don't have a timeout left as well.
Emmanuel Wilson is looking good.
Okay, so what do you think about? I'm looking right now. Emmanuel Wilson's plus 750 to score a TD right now.
I like that.
Yeah,
I mean they're driving. He's on the field.
Yes.
Like if they get down there on this drive, I don't think they're taking him off.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm gonna bet it. I like to do this when these guys get in the game. He's looking very good. That's what the most important thing is.
Yes. Yeah, he's on the field. He's looking good. They're starting to get everything working. And this feels like that kind of situation where like you can just based on watching the game and something like this, you could actually have an edge on that number that's in the market right there.
Yeah. I'm going to throw it. It's nothing big here. Obviously, plus 750, we expect to lose it a lot more than we win, but I'm getting that in real time. I think producer Jason probably used all the tokens he has available to him. So he's going to actually have to risk real money on this one. Off the board now.
Off the board now. But if this play, if Reed doesn't get it on this play.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say next TD score Emmanuel Wilson, but good thing.
Wow. Okay. Well, you bet Green Bay, Freedman, and I'll spoil it for you. It's good for Green Bay.
Jaden Reed.
Yeah.
He had that first touchdown call back. So each week I write up an article on some of my fantasy favorites for was this an end around for Jaden Reed?
It was.
That guy's so good.
He's honestly the second half of last year.
Yeah.
He was so good in the wake of all those injuries they had at receiver. And then even when Watson came back.
Yeah, he's a really good shifty player. He reminds me of he's like the next Randall Cobb for them, just in terms of like the skill set. Like he can take some end arounds and actually do something with them. He operates in the slot, but I think still has some ability to play outside. But so he was one of the guys I wrote up because I like his matchup in the slot going against, a rookie nickel cornerback. Like it's, just a good situation for him. So happy to see that even though he had the first touchdown called back, he was able to get this one.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll never bet a live under again in my life. It's just not worth, especially on these streams. There's absolutely, this is the worst position to ever be in.
We sacrificed coin for a good game. You just got to think about it like that.
It's true.
So you're welcome.
I can't really. I don't like to sacrifice coin for anything, really, but I here we are.
Glass half full.
Here we are.
Half empty. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's all bad. It's all bad. What's happening here? 2-point conversion.
Ooh.
Because there was an offside, right? Jalen Carter went offside. Yeah, so we're going to get a 2-point conversion attempt.
Ooh, this is interesting. So many penalties in this game.
I mean, if Jordan Love just falls forwards to his right, he's in. I'll let you see this one live, man. No spoilers. No spoiler. You join me in this. Okay, it's no good. It's no good. It was a rushing attempt to the left. See, this is interesting now because
they got to get 1 yard.
But it also creates this scenario where more 2-point conversions are going to happen. Like, if Eagles score a touchdown now, they're going for 2 to make it 15-12. Yeah, it was still good.
Matt, I know you like to do prop bets and you like to do fantasy too. What are your thoughts on Josh Jacobs this year? And right now he just looks like complete ass. I don't know.
I was literally about to say Josh Jacobs does not look good, and I feel like I would have just rather had them keep Aaron Jones, who was such a natural fit within that system, not just because he already had proven himself within the system, but also because he's got the pass catching ability that Josh Jacobs has not exhibited to this point in his career. And yeah, Aaron Jones is older, but fine, you're still paying him less money than you were paying Josh Jacobs. So I feel like, the age risk is mitigated. So yeah, I hated that transaction of them signing Josh Jacobs. And it made me like actually question the, like quote unquote sharpness of the Packers, because like I felt a lot of what they had done over the past few years was pretty sharp. Like I will say, like, very cleanly, I hated the Jordan Love pick, but like I was wrong. Like they were intelligent with how they went about it. They built a good wide receiver group around him. I thought all of that made a lot of sense. But then signing Josh Jacobs to a contract that is more than he's almost certainly worth, that just made me question, like, wait a minute, maybe this organization actually doesn't know what it's doing right now.
Yeah, and just to throw more fuel on that fire, you go out and use a 3rd round pick on Marshawn Lloyd, who like feels like a good, like Aaron Jones would have been the good bridge if you were expecting Marshawn Lloyd to be a guy, because they're kind of similar play style with explosiveness.
Yep.
Just that, I don't know, USC guy, so I like him.
Of course. Yep. So the prop bets that I have for this game have Saquon at even money to score the touchdown, that cashed. I still have Jalen Hurts at plus 110 anytime touchdown. So just hoping for the tush push.
Yep.
He's had double-digit rushing touchdowns in each of the past 3 seasons, so I thought there was some value there. I think I have that. Let me see where I have that projected at. I had that projected at like minus 116, minus 117. I got it at plus 110. And then one more was Kenny Gainwell, Kenneth, if you're feeling proper, at minus 114, under 3.5 carries in this game, which is like, it's so on brand for me to be like, hey, sure, Saquon, cool. Let me look at the backup running back to see what's going on there. But, the market speaks to you. And, just I do a lot of this just based on my projections. And, I feel like oftentimes when books are inefficient, it's on the guys on the margins.
Right.
So,
Yep.
Kenny Gainwell, I'm going to be sweating out the under 3.5 carries in this game.
Kenny Gainwell. I'm on Saquon over carries at 14 and a half.
Yes. So I saw my projections had the same thing, and like, because those are 2 highly correlated props, and so I because I already had exposure on the Saquon touchdown, I didn't want to kind of double dip there with the Saquon rushing carry prop, but so I went with Kenny Gainwell.
All right. Well, still got Saquon in the game at and that's a couple yard carry there. I've asked ChatGPT to write me 10 somewhat difficult Brazil trivia questions, just in case we need to fill time at some point or another. Jason, stop Googling right now. I know you are. I'm going to hit you with these later on in the game. These are actually pretty easy. Some of them.
I'm ready to go. Is it where is the Jesus statue located?
Well, that is actually one of them. Yeah, it's Christ the Redeemer, by the way. That's
okay.
So good.
Okay. Good thing I didn't. It was the question was
the Jesus statue is just that's the layman term for it. That's what the people on the street call it.
This is probably really bad. I only know where that is because it was a map in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, education comes in all shapes and sizes and forms. So
this passing game for the Eagles ain't looking good.
Yeah. Like, I know you do not have that high of an opinion of Kellen Moore. I feel like he's maybe like a league average coordinator with like wide range of outcomes. But like I thought we might see like the kind of like super version of Dak.
Yeah.
If things worked out well, that Hurts would basically be a super version of Dak. What I kind of didn't take into account is that like Dak is a very cerebral processor.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Hurts has that in his bag yet.
I would agree. I there are a few similarities. Like my knock on Dak sometimes is when he's not playing well, he tends to focus. I almost feel like he picks his receiver before the play is even run. And he's just going to go. I felt like that happened against Green Bay in the playoffs last year. It's just like he knew where he was going before, whether the player was open or not. And I think Hurts does a little bit of the same. And the difference is, I think Hurts is just fairly easy to game plan for, even though he's a mobile quarterback. Because again, this play here, out to this right side, he has a lot of tendencies that I think are just hard for him to naturally break. But I'm old enough to remember the Dak versus Carson Wentz debates that happened for a year. I'm old enough to remember the Dak versus Jalen Hurts debates. I don't think it's close. I think Dak is, and I say this as an unbiased Cowboys fan. I just think he's so much better. This was a great play. Really good play design on this one. Really good play design here.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing it in 15 seconds.
This game's on Peacock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know. The Canadian feed is just so much quicker than the Peacock games.
I mean, life is just better in Canada. That's what I hear you saying right now. All right, looking at this play. Ooh, yeah. I don't know if I've even seen Jahan Dotson on the field.
That's a good point. I'm not sure I have either.
And maybe if he's been on the field, I just haven't noticed because they're not targeting him at all. Not sure if they're running more 2 tight end sets. Yeah.
Well, only 4 players have been targeted.
Right.
Smith, Brown, Barkley, Goddard. Yep.
It looks like they're throwing out 2 running backs there because I think that's Will Shipley. And then I thought I saw Barkley there as well. Yeah, Will Shipley and Barkley are in together. So I haven't seen any Jahan Dotson.
Yeah.
Seen more Gainwell and Shipley than him.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm just kind of wondering what they're doing for their slot receiver, what they're just who the number 3 wide receiver actually is on that offense. And I think the answer is it almost doesn't matter.
Doesn't exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Let's see. RJ Bell asked the question, who's better, Dak or Herbert? I think it's Herbert.
Yeah. Wouldn't even debate that, honestly. I think they're in different tiers.
I think we need to wait for Jeff to come on before we talk about that.
All right. Well, here, let me.
I'm a resident Chargers fan.
Let me give my thoughts on the Chargers. I have a Super Bowl ticket on them at 45-1. And are they going to win the Super Bowl? No. But I like burning money. And I feel like that number should be 30-1. I just feel 45-1 is too high. And if you look at them, I think they're one of the few teams in the league that probably has a top 8 quarterback and a top 8 head coach. That might be debatable on Harbaugh, but I think he's probably a top 8 head coach.
I would debate that.
Yeah.
I would debate that.
Okay.
I want to see what the Chargers are. I feel like Harbaugh might be a little too old school.
Yeah.
For modern day NFL.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
The Barkley touchdown.
Walk-in touchdown.
That was wide open.
This is the difference of having the Eagles O-line versus the Giants O-line. Being able to walk in 12 yards for a touchdown versus being contacted 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage on half of your plays.
Yeah.
Makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
He's going to have a big year.
Yeah, he is. Well, I mean, obviously I wish it would have been Jalen Hurts keeping the ball and running in, but all right, well, this is turning into a game.
It is.
That's exciting. That's good.
Yeah, might lose the under by halftime at this rate, but live under.
What was the number on
we took an alternate live under of 41.5.
Okay. All right.
at like plus 195, 185, 195. It was it's under 198. We're underwater. It looked good for a little bit there, and now it certainly does not look good. Let's just put it that way.
All right. So looking at some of the comments, James C says that Johnny Wilson has been out there a little bit on some of the snaps. Saquon has played some in the slot. We'll see. I will be curious to look at like the PFF numbers after this, or just, any site that sort of tracks usage, just to see, who's lining up where, what the personnel packages are, all of that stuff.
Is there not a huge gap in market right now for real-time player usage?
Yeah, that's a great. Yeah, I mean,
you want to start a side business, Freedman, me and you. Like, is it enough to trademark this idea or copyright it right now? I don't know how this works.
PFF puts stuff out, or they put stuff in their back end system fairly quickly, but it doesn't get publicized all that much.
Yeah. Rob is trying to Zuckerberg me. I brought this up yesterday. Rob is Zuckerberging me right now. This is crazy.
I'll cut you in, Jason. You're going to get a cut, obviously.
Okay.
You'll obviously get a cut.
Yeah. YRow12 saying Yankee will post at half. Yeah. So the stuff like it gets in there. It's like the unofficial version. Like PFF does really, I think, aggressive job of charting all this stuff, but it takes them a long time to like verify it and make it official.
I still have the NFL GSIS login, but it doesn't show. It doesn't show. It has everything imaginable except for snap counts, which you'd figure in this day and age they could get that in real time, but they don't have it.
Yeah. But I mean, Jason trying to pretend as if if he had invented Facebook, he would be the inventor of Facebook.
Exactly.
That's so mean.
Exactly.
So mean. You don't want to cut me in, Matt, eh? That's hurtful.
All right, looking at this, Eagles wide receiver snap count after 3 drives: AJ Brown 17, Devontae 17, Johnny Wilson 5, Jahan Dotson. I mean, this is just spread all over the place. So the answer is they don't have a number 3 wide receiver right now.
No,
which makes that trade a little bit more of a head scratcher. But I guess depth.
I mean, maybe it was in the middle of the preseason. Maybe they're bringing him along. We'll just have to see.
Also, you got to remember, like, a lot of plays, if you do go 3 wide, you're maybe not having Dallas Goedert run routes either, and that like, he's a very good tight end all around as well. Yeah. So there's a lot to it. There's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me think of the game we saw last night with the Ravens doggedly sticking in 2 tight end sets, and it makes sense when you have those specific 2 tight ends on the field.
Yeah.
Maybe the Eagles do a little bit more with that, so that Goddard doesn't have to stay in line and block all the time.
Right. Oh man. Oh my God.
Freeman, I'll let you walk this playthrough, but I'm going to leverage the fact that you're on right now and ask if I should use my first waiver on Isaiah Likely when my tight end is Brock Bowers.
Yes.
Okay. No brainer, obviously. Okay. Just want to make sure. Just want to use my resources.
He's got the injury, and I'm just going to continue to be skeptical about a tight end who's a rookie who is also. Drop that.
Yeah, I listen. I hate Brock Bowers too. He was like the last guy on the board. I was going to start Colby Parkinson this week anyway. So,
Jason, what did I tell you yesterday? I was very clear that no one cares about your fantasy team. Extremely clear that there is a high correlation between you talking about your fantasy team and a drop off in viewership.
So you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's within seconds. People are like, I don't want to hear about fantasy sports.
Yeah. Everyone loves to talk about their own fantasy team. No one likes to hear about other people's fantasy team. It's just the way it is. I come home after I play a great round of golf. I always want to tell my wife doesn't want to hear it. Like, no one cares.
That's so good. I will say I'm one of the few sickos in the world. I actually almost enjoy hearing about other people's fantasy teams. I'm weird that way, but Yeah, it's just like because like I started in sports on the fantasy side, and so I think that's maybe a little part of it. And like I'd say like everyone, like my first fantasy league was like a league with my buddies, so it's like I still kind of enjoy like the fantasy leagues that to where it's like it's like you and your uncle and his work buddies, like like stupid stuff like that. And so I do like kind of hearing about those leagues.
So, Jason
I picked the wrong
receiver.
That's a win. That's a win for me.
Actually, what? You know why it's not a win for you?
79.
Because Jaden Reed is at 79 yards, and you would have got greedy with the 80 plus and screwed yourself. Because that was a 70-yard TD. It was a good. It was a good idea. Man. It was a really good idea. I'm old enough to remember clicking submit on the under on my phone here. Should have just left the phone elsewhere. That would have.
Know what? Everyone needs to say thank you to us for that. But
it's just crazy.
Is there a flag on that play? Oh, yeah, so many penalties this game.
Like when you bet on the NFL, like we bet on this league. Jordan Love 2 plays ago almost threw a pick six. Should have been a clear pick six. 2 plays later, 70-yard touchdown pass the other way. Like it's tough league to bet on.
Tough league to bet on.
Luckily, I have nothing in this game, but that could have been real upsetting if I was an Eagles bettor.
Yeah. So on Fridays during the season, I'm going to try to take some more time, not focusing on sports. Trying to smell the roses, touch grass, etc. So I went on. There's a lake that's nearby. I went for a walk around it and called my mom and talked with her. And she always likes to talk about sports, like about football specifically. She is a Cowboys fan that calls me immediately when every Cowboys game ends and will complain for 10 minutes about everything that went wrong in the game. So anyway, I call her and she's talking about the game last night. And she's like, that Lamar Jackson is just trying to do too much. And she's talking like he's not that good of a passer. And, talking about like him missing the guy in the end zone and then all this. And it's like, Mom, if Isaiah Likely had been able to keep his toe in bounds, no one would be talking about the pass that Lamar Jackson missed.
Right.
And like quarterbacks miss passes all the time.
Yep.
Like it happens.
And with that pass in particular, like it's very clear Lamar, in my opinion, thought that Zay Flowers was going to sit in that spot once he got open. It was like a miscommunication.
Right.
And,
he expected his receiver to find the soft spot in the zone and sit there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And Zay Flowers just kept running the route and
you knew that's exactly what he was doing because first of all, that ball was going in the back of the end zone. And he said after the fact, he was trying to throw to Bateman, which obviously like he was just saying that to protect Zay Flowers. No, like that has to be what it is.
I honestly don't know. I don't watch any post-game pressers. I can't tell.
I watch too many.
Yeah, it's not my. You need to touch some grass, Jason. Just like
I think I do.
Just like Freedman.
I do. Freedman, have you ever tried Brazilian food? By the way.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
What Brazilian steakhouse?
Oh,
kill me.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go for the true Brazilian experience from this Brazilian restaurant near me.
True Brazil. What was that order there?
It's the Brazilian experience.
Okay, true Brazilian experience. You're getting picanha.
Picanha.
Yeah.
And if anyone's looking at the price, just know that it's in Canadian dollars. So
you're getting steak. You're gonna get a steak right
picanha,
now.
double smoked sausage, and chicken hearts, which will be fun to eat. With white rice, black beans, French fries, vinaigrette, and farofa, which I have no idea is. Should we go with that?
All right. Well,
I mean, that looks like a banger plate right there.
Yeah. I mean, best of luck to you and your toilet.
Oh man. Yeah, it's with all that meat though, you might get backed up. Might not be an issue for a few days, but then it's going to be an issue.
All right. I'm ordering it.
Go for it. I'm surprised. I mean, I haven't been listening too closely to the broadcast, but I haven't heard any lame Brazilian jokes yet. I thought we were going to get a lot more of those. I saw some pregame comparisons of like players to Brazilian players. It was like, oh, this guy's like Pele, and this is like, you know. But aside from that, I haven't seen too much yet.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of announcers, etc., how do you think Brady is going to do? Because like, you know, Cowboys game, you know, going against the Browns. By the way, I think the Cowboys should be favored, slight favorites in that game, or maybe pick them. So I've bet them on the money line now. But you know, that's Brady's first game. How do you think he's going to do as a broadcaster?
I have lots of thoughts on this. I think he'll be a good broadcaster.
Okay.
There are apparently some limitations in his prep work because he's not allowed to, because of his Raiders ownership. He's not allowed to. So I think that'll be something, because that's like a great way to fill time for a lot of these commentators and get in the heads of the players. But I think he's going to be good at it. Now, I don't want Tom Brady in my life anymore. I'll be honest with you. Like I'm just done with Brady at this point. I would have liked him to ride off into the sunset, move on, but he sees the game a lot like Peyton Manning, and I think Manning's really good when I watch the Manning cast.
Yeah.
So I think Brady will be good in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it would be funny if they had like Nikki Glazer do like a 2-minute segment every time Brady is in the booth. You know, just something to where she's roasting him, she's roasting some of the players, you know, maybe even just a 1-minute hit, but just something to where it's like the flashback to what has to be one of the worst nights in Brady's life. I feel like that would be good.
Yeah. The weird, here's like the really weird thing is, again, everyone can do whatever they want to do with their own life. Brady, to me, now when I see him in the last couple years, looks like a wax sculpture of Tom Brady. Like he's obviously had a lot of work done, and it just bothers me. Like I'm like, it doesn't feel like Tom Brady anymore. It feels like old, and I'm just done with it. I don't know why. I can't explain why that bothers me so much. But even at the Brady roast, it was like you could tell he was uncomfortable, but his face doesn't move much anymore either. So it was just it was like I was watching like an AI. What didn't feel like Brady. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. So like people talking about how he looks like a Ken doll. It's like Tom Brady. Why do you look like a gay Tom Brady? Yeah. That roast was so good. All right. So really question here from Devs 1996. Do you consider Romo a good announcer? The Romo decline as an announcer has been so tilting for me, because I thought he was so good his first year and a half, 2 years as an announcer. And then now it's just like, I don't know, like a band that hasn't had any hits in like 10 years. And they just keep trying to like do some of the same things. And it's like, man, give me some new music, or like at least like some of the same kind of music, but like with some more energy, some more thought into it.
I agree. So do you think that, so when Romo first came in, he had a lot of energy, but he was calling out plays before they were happening. This is going to be a run to the right. Oh, they're going to run play at, do you think he was told to dial that down? Because that's what I loved about Romo at first. So either now it's like lack of preparation, or it's just CBS telling him like, no, we don't want that. But I felt like that's what like made him great at the early going.
It feels like lack of preparation, and the comment section is so on fire right now. Romo is the Pearl Jam of announcers. 100%. I feel that. By the way, going to a Pearl Jam concert in a couple of weeks. I haven't seen them in like 20, 25 years. And it's like, I don't know how to feel about it. Cause it's like, on the one hand, I kind of want to see them, but it's like, man, I've listened to some of your newer music. By newer, I mean the past 20 years. And it's like, I've never liked it. Strictly 80s Joel vibe. So good. Anyway, so.
I'm not going to spoil this for you. I'm just going to look at like the most recent Pearl Jam sets to see what they're doing nowadays. Yeah, it's kind of like it's a really long set, by the way. Holy shit, do they ever play a long encore? It's a good mix, I would say, of old and new.
Yeah. So prepare to be disappointed at that concert. Fine with me. So one of the best concerts I've ever been to, I still remember the date, July 5th, 1998, Pearl Jam at Reunion Arena in Dallas. This was when Dennis Rodman was on the Mavericks for a short time. Rodman was like a big time Pearl Jam fan. When the band was playing alive, Rodman came on the stage and Eddie Vedder climbed on top of his shoulders and Dennis Rodman started jumping up and down with Eddie Vedder on his shoulders during the solo to Alive. And like everyone started jumping up and down when that happened. Like that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So I've had one of the greatest concert going experiences of my life with Pearl Jam. If they give me one of the worst of my life, it's fine. I can live with it. Nothing will be as bad as Bob Dylan playing a string of Frank Sinatra covers and people like by the hundreds just walking out. That was terrible.
Yeah. Neil Young would be one of the worst artists I've ever seen live, but I'm not a huge Neil Young fan. And I went with like a bunch of Neil Young fans. I'm like, get me out of here. Like I can't, there's certain for me, I love live music, by the way. I see, not exaggerating, probably 30 concerts a year, I would say, if not more. And a lot of them are bands that I've never seen before, sometimes don't listen to. There are certain bands where like they're your style. You can go see them. Even if you don't know the catalog, you still enjoy yourself. Then there's guys like Neil Young for me is like, oh God, like, after like 2 songs that what kind of night it's going to be. And you just don't want to be,
That's hilarious. Cause I would say I could imagine that from Neil Young. And it's not as if Crosby, Stills and Nash is still around, but like I love Crosby, Stills and Nash, and I still like those albums even with Neil Young. Like some of those albums are awesome, but like I would so much rather see Crosby, Stills and Nash than just Neil Young by himself.
Yeah. Yep. I'll never forget the Neil Young experience. It's ingrained in my memory till I die. And then there's like the bands that you like really enjoy, but you know that they suck live as well.
That's interesting.
Like
who's that?
Like System of a Down for me.
Okay.
I loved System of a Down, but for some reason these guys like they don't even try to sing anywhere close to the melodies or harmonies that are on their albums. It's like they're tone deaf or they don't even care to. But you're there. The show has like there's so much energy in the crowd anyways that it's a great time. But like I could never take someone that doesn't like that band to go see them. They would be like, what am I like? This is terrible. What am I listening to? So there's that as well. It's, but I enjoy the live music scene. I really do.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't seen Pearl Jam do Yellow Ledbetter in concert yet. And they don't do that every concert. Like that's kind of like a special occasion type of thing. I am hoping like with them, like, so I'm going to see them at Fenway in Boston. Right. I'm kind of hoping that's one of the occasions where they break it out. Like they could have a really bad show. And if they play Yellow Ledbetter, I will be thrilled with the show.
Yep. There you go. Oh, no spoilers here. No. And they change their set quite frequently. I'm pretty sure Pearl Jam does. So
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're at the 2-minute warning now on my delay here.
So the Eagles are lining up to go for it on the 4th and 3.
All right. So Drew just said Counting Crows, one of his all-time favorites, but they suck live. They sing everything off key. I have to say, I actually just went a couple of weeks ago and saw Counting Crows, and they were opening for Santana. I can't speak to Drew's experience. I thought Counting Crows were actually pretty good. But I don't know. Like, but it's not like I'm a Counting Crows fan either.
Are you a Santana fan?
Ish. I mean, I liked him when I was young, like listening to classic rock, and it's like, oh yeah, I like this. And I thought like the band with him was great. Like
Yep.
they had so much energy. Like that was a fun show. All right, so they converted that 4th and 3.
They converted it, yes.
All right.
So I've been playing. Oh, we got a Kenny Gainwell carry here right now. It's time to put the blindfold on, or hope that he hobbles off very slowly or something like that. Yeah.
I went to a Santana concert like last year. It was a great time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been playing guitar since I was young. And when I was young, I always thought like Santana was this amazing guitar player. And then I've come to realize I don't think he's not very good. Let's put it that way. He's just like another dime a dozen, plays in the same scales, like guitar player. And I can't do it. Like playing an instrument has totally changed my perception of so much music that I used to listen to and think was amazing. Okay.
So have you gotten more into kind of like technical?
Yes.
Like guitar play. Okay. Like
I listen to mostly metal now, but like a lot of prog.
Like someone like Steve Vai.
Yeah, but like that's not my cup of tea necessarily.
Okay.
That's over the top. Like that's musician at a level that I could play 8 hours a day for the rest of my life and I'll never get to that. Right. But I don't like the virtuoso stuff lacks good songwriting a lot of times as well. I need like a balance of both. I don't want to just see a good guy go up and play crazy stuff for an hour. I want good songs too.
So who do you like? Who are the guitarists that you like?
There it is, by the way. Dennis Rodman and Eddie Vedder.
There you go.
Yeah. One of the most epic. Oh, this is the most epic Dennis Rodman picture right here. Dennis Rodman, Rob Pizzola. This would have been, what year was this? 2018. Yeah, this was in Vegas. That was the night that
Shark. Look at that.
Yeah, that was the night that I hate to say it, but Rodman fell off the wagon that night after like a couple years clean.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens when you hang out with Pizzola.
True story about that trip. Good friend of mine, Jimmy, was supposed to come to Vegas with me at that time. Jimmy from Chicago, diehard Bulls fan. And I show up in Vegas. I message Jimmy, like, when are you getting into town? He's like, bad news. Like, I can't make it. Like, whatever. I had no idea Dennis Rodman was going to be at this party. But when I was there, I met him. I went up to him. I said, hey, listen, like, I explained the situation. My buddy Jimmy was supposed to meet me here in Vegas, and he's not here. Do you mind filming like a 10-second video telling him, like, so he did. I have a Rodman video that says, like, Jimmy, you fucked up. You should have been here. We're drinking rum and cokes. Like, and I still have that video, and this guy, like, I sent it to him. He's like, no fucking way. No, there's no way you're with Dennis Rodman right now. Like, my favorite player of all time. Classic story there. Yeah. Really good. There's like 1 million penalties in this game right now. We're coming up on 2nd and 21 incoming. Oh man. Tough to watch. Can Rob play Through the Fire and Flames on expert mode on Guitar Hero 3? I can pass on expert mode, but I can't play it to perfection. I got really into Guitar Hero for a while. Like obsession.
Okay. So my Guitar Hero story does not involve me directly. It involves Matt Ryan and his offensive line at Boston College. So I was at BC when Matt Ryan was a senior, and I lived in grad student housing that was slightly off campus. And they didn't have that apartment building totally filled. And so some of the football players lived there. And maybe these were football players who were grad students, like a 5th year senior, something like that. But it was like a number of offensive linemen. And they lived in the apartment right above me. And on like Friday and Saturday nights, these guys would, especially Saturday nights, like after a game, like they would just be partying up there playing Guitar Hero till like 4 a.m. And Matt Ryan would like often come over and hang out with them in that apartment because like you're going down the stairs, like you would see him sometimes coming up the stairs. And I just remember like my life of being like, I just want to get some sleep. and these animals are up above me playing Guitar Hero. Like, hey guys, like go drink somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, go do anyway.
I think when I first started playing that and Rock Band, I was still living with my parents. I can only imagine, like when I got the drum set for Rock Band, I was playing till like 4 a.m. I like my parents. I don't know how they slept through that. They most certainly didn't at times. But even the guitar itself, there's just is loud. You know, you play. It's not quiet. Every time you strum, it's like, yeah.
And now we know why Matt Ryan lost in the Super Bowl. Karma. Karma comes for all.
Look, I'm not blaming Matt Ryan. I'm blaming his college offensive lineman.
Okay, fair.
Yes.
As a BC, I know you're going to head out soon, but quickly, as a BC alumnus, Jeff Hafley, defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers. What are your thoughts on his ability as a defensive coordinator, play caller so far? First game calling plays.
I have no opinion based on what I really haven't paid attention to
Fair.
in this one game.
I just wanted to work.
I love that. Like every person that went to Boston College knows each other, and like they follow each other very intently. Viewer spike when Jason came on screen there. Very unusual. Very unusual.
That is unusual.
Very unusual. People must be coming in for halftime to see if there's halftime bets, which we're gonna have to check out. I don't even know what I'm rooting for in this game anymore, but I'm probably gonna rip like a same game parlay at the half here just to make the second half entertaining. Entertaining. All right, Matt.
Let me
Matt
look
Freedman.
at some of these stats here. Yes.
You can stick around. You can go. It's completely up to you. Completely up to you. If you want to contribute to the same game parlay and help put it together, I'm in as well because I don't really know what's going on here.
All right, let me take a quick look at some of the stats right now. Kenny Gainwell, only 1 carry. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Green Bay is 8 yards per play right now. Eagles 4.9. Penalties hurt Green Bay quite a bit in the first half.
Yep. All right, I am going to split.
Okay. Sorry, delayed reaction there. I was watching the lines come up at that point. Matt Freedman, everyone, let people know where they can find your stuff this year.
Yeah, you can follow me on the site formerly known as Twitter at Matt F the Oracle, and all my stuff at Fantasy Life. So I do a weekly fantasy article outlining some of my favorite plays. Jaden Reed was one of them, and then also have an article on my favorite bets. So sides, totals, money lines, larger markets, and then another article on my favorite prop plays. And then we have the free newsletter. Everyone should check that out. We've got some betting tools, some stuff behind the paywall for the people who are more serious, but the subscription is not onerous. So maybe just check it out, especially if you're into fantasy. Then I think there's a lot of good stuff there for your sports speculation needs.
All right. Matt Freedman, everyone. Enjoy Pearl Jam, my friend, and go Cowboys as well.
Of course. Have a great night.
All right. You too, Matt. Matthew Freedman, everyone. Make sure you check out his stuff. Obviously, if you're here last year for Forward Progress, you would have seen a lot of Matt on our prop show on Friday. Great guy, fellow Cowboys fan. Had a blast with him in Vegas, and I see the live total in the game at FanDuel is currently 61.5, which is not great. Not great.
Tough.
Let's do alt over 68.5. So we went on 69. I mean, okay. I actually do want to put together a parlay for the second. Okay, by the way, people, full disclosure, I bet on sports for a living. When I watch games, I oftentimes like to bet very recreationally and make the game interesting. I'd like to make this second half interesting by throwing together some parlay. Has nothing to do with our sponsor for this year or whatever. I just want it to be fun. If you like something in the second half, post it in the chat. because I want to put something together right now. I love looking at alts. Okay, so 1917 Packers. Who gets the ball second half?
Eagles.
Eagles do.
Someone mentioned Kenny Gainwell TD, 12-1. It's 10-1 before the game started.
The problem is we already hit him.
Emmanuel Wilson.
Yeah.
You don't want to go. You know,
I'm not sure I want both
backup running backs. I will say, Josh Jacobs, who I liked coming into the year, looks like AJ Dillon reincarnated. I don't know what it is, but he looks horrible.
Yeah. What was the deal with Barkley there? He kind of hobbled off, right? Do we have any updates on Barkley? Does anyone have an update on Barkley?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm going to check right now as well. You going to get your Uber Eats or your DoorDash Brazilian food?
I was just going to check. No, my DoorDash has not found a delivery driver yet. I'm getting to the point where I'm going to cancel it.
DoorDash sucks, man. I don't know why you're using DoorDash.
No, it's not DoorDash. It's Uber Eats. Honestly,
okay.
No free. Cancel my order.
Saquon Barkley looked injured / slowed getting up after the run. Motion for replacement while not moving his right arm much. Didn't have trainers looking at him though. Possibly a minor stinger affecting right side as he ran into O-line. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be too serious. Doesn't seem to be like a serious issue. Barkley's fine. Josh Jacobs has no juice. Over 41.5. Haha, very funny.
What the hell's going on? I gotta deal with this.
Like, do we just pivot and go to a second half shootout? I don't know.
That might be a good play. I don't know. I'm all over the place. I'm trying to figure out what this is.
It's 10 o'clock, man. This drive, your food is it's coming. I mean, it's a steak. It's definitely in that little bag that they have. It's soggy now. There's not a lot of good stuff going on.
I mean, maybe I just ride it out and then ask. I don't know what to do.
This game is going to come down to the final possession, right? Let's be real here.
Okay.
So like, let's just do Jalen Hurts alt passing yards, 300 plus, and the exact same thing for Jordan Love.
Jordan Love is locked.
Okay, but there's got to be an alt number, right?
There is an alt number. I am wrong, but his
275 plus. What's 275 plus for both? 215? I mean, that's very realistic. Jordan Love's at 130 right now. Jalen Hurts is at 154. Okay, this is what we're doing second half. It's not a huge payday. I mean, we could throw something else in here. The winner of the game. I don't want to throw something else in here. Who do we think is going to win the game? If the Packers are going to win, is there going to be a team that kneels on the ball? Is all I'm saying. Like, Jordan Love doesn't have a rushing yard yet. So if we take his
under rushing,
yeah.
I mean,
it's locked. He's locked. Not Jalen Hurts.
Oh, sorry, Jordan Love.
Yeah. Okay, no, let's play this. We're losing value by the second. It's plus 214 right now.
Okay.
I like it. Root for passing yards. I just want to root for yards. Is that so hard?
Let's get a good game.
Let's just get I just want to cheer for a good game.
I already see where this is going, where there's no passing yards. The second half is dead, but somehow there's still one measly touchdown for us to lose our under.
I mean, they can't run Josh Jacobs anymore. Guy's got 6 carries for 4 yards. If we see Wilson in the game, we already hit his live touchdown.
Yeah.
So we're good on that front.
Yep.
The Eagles might run Saquon more, but they're trailing. So you'd figure that they'd throw it. We really need the Eagles to go down the field here first. All right, this is in. I'm betting.
We're locking in. How much are we locking in for?
$50.
Quarter unit?
$50.
Okay,
yeah.
Give me a sec. Let me build this.
I mean, I say $50 is a half unit, people. Just so that everyone's on the same page. It's a good way to root for points in the second half. Box score analysis would lead me to want to bet Green Bay in the second half here. They just seem to be doing more generally. And the penalties are a real problem for them. If they get that under wraps, we're good.
Listen, I need some advice here on what the fuck to do with my Uber Eats. This is
what's the problem? It just hasn't been like
it's not. No one's picking up the delivery. No one's picking up this is crazy. And now they're gonna make me they're gonna make me pay to cancel it. I ordered over an hour ago and there's no delivery driver.
Okay, don't cancel it. Don't pay to cancel it.
That's what I'm saying. Oh. They're saying some guy Hussein on a Vespa is going to come by and deliver it. I am doubting he comes. All right. I'm going to complain after. Sorry, this is. I'm in a spin cycle. I'm starving here.
It's your fault for ordering Brazilian, man. You didn't have to say.
I wanted to be on theme. Like,
should have got Taco Bell.
I should have got Taco. I mean, no, Taco Bell probably would do a worse number on me than Brazilian. But
I'll tell you, like, listen, I use food apps a lot. It's actually sad. I don't think I've had a home cooked meal in the last 2 weeks. I'm just going to be real with people here. It's getting out of hand. Some of these stunts that they're pulling now. These 2-for-1 deals that they have now that are going on are the biggest scam known to man. They've basically just upped the price of one of them, or they reduce the portions by so much. Hard scam, huge scam. But also now, if you complain before Uber Eats, DoorDash, skipped it, they used to give you your money back if your order was messed up. Now they give you like a $5 credit. Like, imagine you order a sub, just as an example, and they put an ingredient on there that you didn't ask for, that you don't like. You go and you complain, you file that it was wrong ingredient. They give you like $5 back. It's like, I don't want the sub anymore.
It's crazy. And like there's one time I ordered a Chipotle bowl and it was like half of the bowl was empty. And it looked like my Uber driver probably got hit on the way here. And like my bowl, like, listen, I should probably care more about the driver, but my bowl got all shaken up. Listen, I don't like to pre-shake my bowl. I like to mix. I'm a mixing guy. I don't like when some people cover up.
I shake.
That's not me. I do the mix.
No, why would you make? But you shake because all the contents remain in the. You don't lose any of the contents.
I'm not a messy guy. You might be a messy guy. I'm not.
It's tough if they fill the whole bowl and you're mixing. You definitely have something that's going over the rim onto the table.
Listen, this is beside the point. Okay, the guy probably got hit, and it's just everywhere, and no refund. It literally looked like somebody stepped on my Chipotle. No refund. I actually know what it was. Unfortunately. I hope so too, man. I hope so too. I'm pretty sure people were committing credit card fraud on Uber Eats by ordering on like a fake credit card and then asking for their money back or something like that. Because, well, I don't know what happened.
I don't know what credit card fraud. I'm just telling you, I would expect if you screw up my order that I should get refunded, especially if it's an item that I don't want on my food.
Absolutely.
I mean, but they scum you nowadays. It's not the same customer service as it once was. It's not the same customer service. Florio saying Russell Wilson is doubtful for this week, which, I mean, who cares? Anyone watched Russell Wilson play quarterback before?
The same picture.
He stinks.
It's the same
stinks.
Picture.
I mean, Fields might turn it over 3 or 4 times, but like at least he's going to make some plays as well.
If you had a choice between the two, would you rather have Russell Wilson or would you rather have?
No. Why? I don't.
You don't care?
No. Like Fields has a wider range. Russ's range here, like Russ's best game, he's an average quarterback, basically.
Yeah.
But most of his games, Fields can give you. I mean, I'm not. I'd rather have option C too. Figure out who the next guy is in line. But at least he's capable of an above average game. Russ sucks, man. Has anyone watched this guy play in the last few years? He stinks. He doesn't do anything except check down. Every throw downfield sucks. Sean Payton ran like endless 2-yard passes for him. It was sad.
Here's the only reason why I would like to see Russell Wilson is because he throws some crazy blind deep balls that are just terrible throws.
Yeah.
But George Pickens is one hell of a receiver, and we're gonna get some highlight worthy plays as a result of that. But
before we start the second half here, I'm gonna pose a question to the chat. If first person to get, don't Google, people. Don't Google.
Okay. I'm gonna also hide my chat right now so people can't ruin it for me.
No, I don't care about you. I'm gonna pose it to the chat. I'm gonna give away a Forward Progress shirt.
Oh, can I win it?
I mean, you're gonna get one. You're gonna have one. I'm gonna give away a Forward Progress shirt. All right. Simple question. First to answer it correctly in the chat gets a Forward Progress shirt. Brazil shares a border with how many countries in South America?
I sent you my answer in the private chat first, just in case there's.
You were incorrect. Just so you're aware, you would have not won.
Fuck. Oh, Milf Hunter's back. I haven't seen him all day. What's up, Milf Hunter? Welcome back, brother.
Okay, we got lots of guesses. You know what? I should make sure that ChatGPT is actually right.
Anyone in chat a GeoGuessr person? Because I'm a GeoGuessr guy. I think I got the right number or close to the right number.
Okay, we still every number's been guessed except for the correct answer. That should give you enough. All right, Jake. Jake is our winner. Jake Di Michele, where are you? I like this Italian last name as well. 10 is the correct answer.
That was close.
All countries except for Chile and Ecuador. Jake Di Michele, reach out to us on Twitter at Forward Progress HQ. We'll get your sizing and we will send you a Forward Progress shirt. You nailed it, buddy.
Attaboy, Jake. Also drop your Twitter in the chat right now so we know it's you and we don't get someone fake DMing saying. Because I'm a scumbag and I was thinking, like, do I just create a burner and pretend I'm Jake? So
you are a scumbag. You are a scumbag.
I am. I'll own up to it. Did Feinberg get too clocked out?
All right, it's J Dems. Big play. Big play. There's the yardage, baby. There's the yardage.
I picked the wrong receiver.
You picked the wrong receiver. Okay.
On the wrong team.
That's the Hertz yardage.
J Dems, KJ Dems. I'm gonna
J Dems. What do I have? Okay, so listen, I should know who this guy is, right? J Dems. We follow each other.
Yeah, he says you follow him, which is
we follow each other. Let's see. Have we DM'd?
You know who doesn't follow me? J Dems or Rob Pizzola. Neither of them do, which is always interesting. And we'll keep it that way until I earn it. We'll keep
J
it.
Dems followed me back in 2018. 2018.
How do you see?
Oh that? No. Sorry. We DM'd back in 2018. Oh, I just got a very funny DM. I almost have to read it out loud. No. I'll do it afterwards. I'll do it afterwards. I can't read it out. I don't want to expose somebody's private. I don't want to expose private DMs. It wouldn't be very nice. Not without their permission. It's a beauty. Man, I wish I could share this one. It is an absolute beaut. Okay, this actually sets up very good for our alternate numbers.
Oh, this is great. Yeah. I just Kingyo? Where's Kingyo? Is this like a joke? Or?
Tonight's stream is off the hook, man. It really is. It's almost as good as when me and Eager were doing the halftime show for and Grupo Firme was playing last year. And you put Grupo Firme in the caption or whatever, and like so many people showed up thinking that we were going to be the halftime show, like we were going to be streaming it. That was like our highest viewed show last year. Very sad. But now our viewership's about to spike through the roof because Jason's going to get off screen and we're going to welcome in G Feinberg. True G. I said bye to you yesterday, like go Chargers, as if that was it. I wasn't talking to you till the weekend. We got another segment right now. No, your mic's off. You did this last night too.
You got to press the button.
Rip. He'll be back. He'll be back. This is true third quarter
Third quarter, Jeff.
This is third quarter, Jeff. You saw second quarter, Jeff last night. He really had it. He really had it together, but he definitely doesn't. And like, how much is Monster paying him? I can guarantee you it's $0. Without a doubt, the answer is 0. I would risk everything I own that he got that hat, and he's just decided he's going to do it. I'm just going to wear it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We can bring him back in, I think. I think he's good now.
I'm not a StreamYard guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. You usually do Zoom with Mayo, right?
Yeah.
Well,
so it's just a little different. So yeah, and my default settings, I guess, are Zoom. I apologize. It's early.
No, you don't have to apologize.
It's my preseason.
You don't have. This isn't live TV, dude. This is live YouTube. It's very different.
But I love that. You should do that more often with the halftime acts.
The Grupo Firme one?
Yeah, like put it in the YouTube handle or whatever.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was. I don't think you can truly imagine how many comments were coming in while me and Eager were doing the halftime, and we had no idea what people were talking about until we actually figured it out about 5 minutes later. But yeah. Oh, that was a fumble, but recovered. Jacobs. Get Jacobs out. Get this guy to the glue factory.
Marshawn Lloyd, go bet him to win Rookie of the Year. It's like 160 to 1, 120 to 1, something like that over at FanDuel. Last I checked. Like,
yeah.
Go
you
bet
know what?
that.
That's actually a great bet. That's actually a great bet.
He's explosive as all hell. He looks more like Aaron Jones than buddy Josh Jacobs does over here. This guy is,
yeah. Josh Jacobs is washed, man.
Still recovering from that DUI, I think. But
yeah,
for week one, we've gotten a lot of few running backs have looked like pigs.
I forgot that you call them pigs.
No, it's like, listen, it's just like you're good, and then you're instantly just like Pig Farm, like dime a dozen guy.
Right.
Like there almost is no middle ground. Some guys maybe get a squeeze in like a middle tier, but no, for the most part, you're just like good. You're just like a rotating pig farm. I'm big Eagles here, Rob. But you know what my
Eagles?
cap is? You know how I cap a game like this? I bet the Eagles. Listen, this could be my NFC Championship preview. I love the Packers too. But I bet the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. So obviously I'm going to bet on them week one. Like if I bet a team to win the World Series, I'd bet on them in one of 162.
Yep.
Like that's just, it's opening day. Oh, I bet that team to win the World Series. I'll bet them today.
How about this for a handicap, Jeff? Sirianni. Kind of last name is that? Heritage. Would you say?
Italian.
Correct.
Italian.
LaFleur. What kind of heritage would you say that most closely resembles?
French.
Bingo. Did you watch any Nations League action from this afternoon? Because it finished Italy 3, France 1. That's enough right there to lay down a bet on the Eagles, in my opinion. If 18-year-old Rob, that would have been enough. I would have seen the signs. Well, that was a big play for Kraft. This is going to be a sweaty one. This is coming down to the final possession, and it's going to be very sweaty.
Jordan Love looks so good, though.
Yeah,
and obviously, like so many people, Packer fans, like they're prepared to be really good this year. But like when you're just good for sort of like 6 weeks and you lost to Carolina late, like I'm all in on Jordan Love, but part of me knew that maybe a shoe could drop like the other one. But I don't know. He made a pass, Rob, on like his second or third play of the game. Like zipped it like on an out to the sideline.
Yeah. It was the first third down of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a long pass, but like that's a professional ball. And it's a lot further than people think, like going hash to sideline. But he's awesome. He's awesome.
Who are the ultimate pig running backs that played for the Chargers?
Is I don't understand this pig thing. Is Danny Woodhead a pig? No.
No. Danny Woodhead
no.
Way off.
Okay, it's more of like a fantasy term though, Rob. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's more of like a fantasy term, like when you know, oh, it's like like how do I put this?
Milf Hunter says Michael Turner. I say
No.
Donald Brown.
Ryan Matthews was probably
Ryan
like
Matthews.
That's
Ryan
what I was gonna
Matthews.
say.
Fumble
That's what I was gonna
machine.
say.
Ryan Matthews.
It's almost like Jason. It's almost like if you don't have one of the good running backs in fantasy, you're like pig farming the whole year.
Mhm.
Like
Just
if
a guy,
you,
like
if
Josh
you ignore,
Jacobs.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
Josh
if you
Jacobs
can, if you like avoid the top running backs, you're just pig farming.
Yeah.
You know, guys that just they're just that's all. You're scouring their waiver wire for another pig.
Yeah. Brandon Oliver, a good pig as well.
No. Like, yeah, see, now I'm just like Cedric Benson was a pig.
Yeah.
Gus
What
Edwards?
about Ronnie Harmon back in the early 90s?
Trying to think of like right now, like Zeke. Well, that's
Zeke is a
low-hanging.
pig. Zeke is 100%
That's
pig.
like
Zeke
low
and Cook are
hanging-
the pig of all pigs.
Yeah, Zeke and Cook is like that. That's the pig pen right there.
Melvin Gordon.
Don't get Jeff
No,
started
that's a
on Melvin
little-
Gordon.
different. Like, I guess at a certain point, but I'm just trying to think like who are the pigs in like the current.
Natron Means. Remember Natron Means?
Yeah, Natron means business.
Jeff, I'm gonna start like rattling off players to you off like quick, whatever your heart says, pig or no pig. James
Pig or no
Conner.
pig?
Who?
James Conner.
No, not yet. But
Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, no.
There's your Christian Watson touchdown, by the way. So you just need
So I
another
need
73 yards. You need
73
one
yards,
catch,
okay.
one catch for 73 or more yards, and Jason is quitting his job tomorrow.
I'm definitely not. It's definitely not a big enough win for that. But
Najee Harris is definitely a pig. Najee Harris.
Najee
huge
Harris.
pig.
Najee's a pig.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Najee's a
without
pig.
a doubt.
Zach Moss, is he a pig? He might
Yeah,
be like
yeah. In terms of like where you've drafted him and shit. Yeah, like he's in the pig category.
Oh man, there's some good ones in here. Lenny Fournette was definitely
he's the pig.
yeah.
He was
the pig. He's on the Mount Rushmore of pigs. Lenny Fournette.
I don't mean it as like
No, it's
Trouble
not. It's not.
Hubbard.
It's not like they're disgusting or whatever.
it's like
I know
even like
it's-
when I on like a shitty golf tournament like next week, like I'm betting like a wheel of losers. Like they're not losers. No one's a loser. All those guys are freaking amazing, but you're just pig farming.
Pig farming. I get it. Well, that was interesting conversation.
Yeah, no, I didn't need to go down this
No.
way,
So
but,
we just wanted a little bit more clarity into the pig situation. Brandon Jacobs, that might be number one pig. Brandon Jacobs.
It's not even relative to like being like fat.
No.
It's
I'm
just,
not saying it's like the. Yeah, I guess maybe I have turned it into being large running backs exclusively as it's gone on.
No.
Jeff, are you okay? What's going on?
Yeah. I'm just trying to find.
You're
like
like struggling right now. You're just like
I'm just trying to
breathing.
find
Some
a
heavy
fantasy-
breathing, man.
I'm just trying to find a fantasy team I drafted with no good running backs, and like it just be like pig row.
Careful. We don't talk fantasy teams on this.
Yeah, no. We're not doing that. We're not doing
Yeah,
that.
no,
shit
and
again.
trust me, I'm in like Rob. I'm in like 2 leagues. I'm not even a fantasy guy. I play a home league, and then something I've been in for like 8 years. And every year when the season's over, I like want to just tell the commish that I'm out, and I never do it. And then it gets like too late, and it's keeper. And it's like shit. Like okay, I guess I'm in another year, but
Yeah.
oh
It's I'll just say it's good to keep the friends together. Like, but like I've been doing one with my friends from
no
high school
home
for
league.
a long
Home league
time.
is like home league's the goods.
It's the nuts.
goods.
Yeah.
And also, Rob, let me say this as like a PSA for Sunday. I take attendance. Okay.
Okay.
There's really no other week of the year I'll take attendance. on my friends, and you like really see who wears pants and who doesn't wear pants. But week 1 is bigger than the Super Bowl. Your wife needs to know it's more important than the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is like the cherry on top of the ice cream sundae that's finished. On Sunday, this is when the waiter drops it in front of you. Everything's in there. Your 3 flavors, your brownies, your fudge sauces, all the goods, the fixins. It is more important. Fuck this. Like, okay, yeah, Super Bowl's fun. You got bets. You know, your wife and her friends are like yucking it up in the background. Like, it doesn't matter. This is so much better and more important than the Super Bowl. And like, if you're a dude's dude, you recognize that. So that's all. Like, that's all. Like, I take attendance. It means a lot. I'll put you on blast if you don't show up on Sunday.
I watch all the Sunday games alone, Jeff. My lonesome.
Whatever.
No,
you got to like
friends.
live bet and shit. I don't know.
Because you know why? All my friends do have kids and their lives suck. They fucking can't get away for one Sunday.
Yeah, they suck. Fucking
They suck, man. Sucks.
Jeff, I gotta ask, what's your TV setup? I've seen Rob's TV setup. What's your TV setup like? I judge a lot of people judge a lot of people with their TV setup.
My TV setup's fine. I got 3 kids. There's TVs everywhere here.
Okay. I'm just asking. Even if it's not your
like,
personal one.
On Sunday,
You got real defensive there, Jeff. Like
no,
that.
like, hold
he just
on,
asked
like,
you a
in
simple
my
question.
house-
You're like, like it's my TV
Hold
setup.
on,
It's fine.
I'll tweet a picture where I am on Sunday. Like where I go to my buddy's house, there's like we got 7 TVs.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, no, that's what I care about. Wherever your home base is to watch games. Yeah, okay. You always gotta have a good home base. Plus EV move of the week.
Yeah,
good home base.
Listen, like it's Toronto.
What would you envision GRP's Sunday TV setup as?
CRTV in his mom's basement.
Definitely an RCA.
I could see him like going to like a Wild Wing.
No.
Yeah,
because he'd still be full from the breakfast that he took a picture of. He's not going.
No,
to
the
Wild
breakfast is at like I envision George is at the casino all night playing poker. That breakfast is on the way home from the casino. Like I think he's at these casinos. That's what I think, Rob. I think the breakfasts sometimes are ending the day after like an all-nighter at the casino.
GRP listens to games on radio.
What did he say? Hey, don't diss.
Yeah,
if you got like Mark Schlereth calling your game on Sunday, you might be better off putting the radio on.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think that could be Panthers Saints, Rob. I was looking at the grid of
in my opinion, that's the game of the week. I'm not joking. Game of the week. Eager is going to be 1-0. Panthers winning outright.
Not to jump on this conversation right now and make it about me, but I'm about to make it about me. This is the perfect 73-yard bomb territory right now for Christian Watson. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I honestly hope it happens for you. They're on the 20. I hope you get it. It's because if he catches another ball, it's toast. It's got to be the next one.
It's his next catch, and I doubt
you got to hope that he pulls a hamstring walking into the end zone too, so he's out of the game. Not that you're cheering for injuries.
Never.
Not like fucking.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Jesus.
I need a few Romeo Dobbs catches, man. I need some Dobbs. He got a couple early. Oh, that's Dobbs. There we go. Okay.
All right. Now, no passes to Christian Watson.
No.
Jeff, are you in Survivor? Did we talk about Survivor yesterday?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We don't.
I think Chris Myers and Mark Schlereth have the Saints Panthers game.
Still figuring this. Oh man! By the way, Jason, I'm just laughing because you're still very intent on figuring out which game Schlereth is doing. I feel like we talked about that.
No, he's the worst. But that's not the thing. That's not going to be a big screen game. I don't have enough.
I respect that.
Like, I can't. There's like you lose credibility for the long run when you walk in with your buddies and you're like, put Saints Panthers on the.
No. You know who goes to bat for you more than any person on the planet? You're their number one. That's Dr. Eric Eager.
Eager's a fan.
And you're telling me right now You can't even get his game on the TV.
No, the
What
biggest-
the
I hope he's
ultimate
tuning in
slap
right
in
now.
the face.
Okay, do you want to know something, Rob? Hear me out. Firstly, I made Carolina my super lock this week before even you make it your gold pick. So I've been all on this. I'm fired up for Sunday, but I don't know. My buddies at like Dolphins, Jags, Texans.
Put your foot down, dude.
Titans,
Walk in there and put your you say, listen, good friend of mine is now in the front office of this team. There no exceptions. Panthers game is on the TV every week.
Do you know
I
the
don't care.
Panthers play week 2?
No. I
The
don't.
Chargers.
Oh God.
And do you want to know something? It was actually such a letdown on the schedule because if it was any other game than the Panthers home opener, I'd have probably bugged Eric.
Yeah.
But because it was like, listen, it's like the first home game. It's Eric's first year with the team. You think like I might be an idiot, but I'm self-aware enough to know like when you can hit someone up and when you can't hit someone up. If this was week 7, I'd have been in Eric's ear like long ago. Like it's the Panthers home opener. It's the one game, even if they suck, where like there's actually things. And yeah, I like Eric. We became great internet friends last year. But I'm not gonna.
Well, sorry, you didn't have to say internet friends. You became good friends.
Yeah, we're good friends, but we still never met in real life. So how, like, if I had to explain to my wife I was getting together with Eric Eager, I'd have to say it's an internet friend. Sorry I love Eric, but like, I'm just trying to make the, if I explain to my like friends on Sunday, be like, yeah, my buddy from the internet, but we're good buddies. I love Eric. I love him. He's the best.
He is the best.
No, he really is. And the one thing is he follows his dream. Like we lost some great tweets. Some great tweets are like probably dying in his mind along the way. But that's okay. That's okay. I think Panthers gonna be awesome. So I'm in on the bandwagon.
Yeah. I hope so too.
No, awesome, like mid.
Yeah.
Like an awesome improvement.
Yep.
But like mid in like league standards or slightly below mid.
But
it'd still be like a 600% improvement.
On the Wednesday Best Bets show now, we each do a future every week. First future. You remember you did Back to the Futures? We basically are stealing that idea and just doing it on the Best Bets show. I took Panthers alt win total over 7.5 plus 250. They can finish 8 and 9. They don't have to be 5. That's very realistic. Very realistic.
So yeah, Eager.
Panthers, I don't know. Were you processing that? I don't know what you were doing.
No, that's realistic. I'm just thinking about next week, and I hope the Chargers are 1-0, and I hope the Panthers are 1-0, and Chargers and Panthers can battle next Sunday.
We're not even midway through the third quarter yet. So what is happening here?
I don't know.
By the way, Jason, where's Hussein at? Is he on the Vespa? Is he en route?
Oh, he's here. He's here.
What 2-for-1 did you grab?
He didn't. He ordered Brazilian food tonight in honor of. But it's been in transit for an hour and a half. He's gonna get a real bad steak right now. I actually do want the full review of this though. I really want the full review of this. What do you do on a Saturday with the family? You guys doing like some apple picking tomorrow or something like that?
It's way too early for apples, but we'll be doing an apple. That'll probably be closer to the end of. It'll probably be closer to the end of the month.
Yeah. Do you guys do the pictures at the apple picking too? Like you guys, daughter on your shoulders, and
there's
like
gotta be a couple.
Yeah,
sure. I think this will be the first year where my son, because he's born in November last year, so he probably missed. Yes, my wife will probably want some pictures of. Yeah, it is what it is.
You do the pumpkin patch too in October or what?
No, not real. I mean, she might go. That's not something I'm like.
Yeah,
I do. But listen, you gotta do what you gotta do because
you gotta take one for the team on Saturday so that you can spend it with the boys on Sunday.
Yeah, I abandon. Like, yeah. I don't like. Like I attempt to abandon my family on Sunday.
I told my we don't have kids, but long before I even got married, I told my wife, Sundays, I'm not doing anything. Like, I don't care. It could be your dad's birthday. I don't like, if it's football season, don't schedule it on a Sunday. And it's kind of worked out well. I laid down the ground rules very early in life, and now it's just the expectation at this point. So
yeah, and then you probably like dated so long that it like was even
that's it.
It was already like branded before you actually got married.
Exactly. Since we can't pick winners, we pick apples.
It is harder. My wife has informed me of like some potential mid-season situations. But hey, we'll attack it 1 week at a time.
1 week at a time, man. It's my motto for NFL as well.
Use my reinforcements.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe even like drop them off on my mom's porch, ring the doorbell, drive away, and then, you know, dare her to like not take care of them. like what
Now that's a pro move. Plus EV move of the week right there. Drop your kids off at your parents or your in-laws and just drive away. What are they going to do at that point? Not going to close the door.
Yeah, or it's like, hey, just do something in the morning, and then you say, I'll pick them up by time X, but you like literally don't show up. And like, you don't totally do this. You do this knowing that like my mom like doesn't actually have anything to do later in the afternoon. It's not like you wouldn't do that if you knew she had like a scheduled thing. But it's like, yeah, I'll be there by 2, and then it's like more like 8 o'clock. And like dare her to like, what you gonna do? Abandon them?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's a good move. I'm becoming increasingly concerned about Jason's whereabouts and health right now. I mean, it's been at least a few minutes. No,
maybe
said the guy was there.
Upstairs. I don't know why this game is moving.
That's crazy.
How long it's taken them to the amount of time between the completion of the third down incompletion by Jordan Love on 3rd and 15 to the running of the first down play.
Yeah, it
is truly absurd.
It was offset.
Is there?
I missed this.
Why are we watching someone discuss who's going to be coach? What just happened? Did someone get hurt?
I want to know what they said. Which new head coach? What was the
playoffs? Okay, so a couple things. Number one, I'm scared because Hussein looked nothing like his picture. Number two, he wasn't on a Vespa. I watched him walk back. He was in a car.
Good.
So I don't. Like, I'm happy he didn't get hit by a car. But
you think this guy kidnapped Hussein? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe,
and delivered your food?
And he saw like, you know what? I'm pretty sure Uber said, hey, no one's delivering this guy's food. It's been an hour. Yeah. We'll give you a little bit of extra, you know.
Yeah.
So
I see. When I was in Vegas with Johnny, we were getting picked up from a local residence, and as soon as we got in we were like approaching the car. Johnny's like, "This is not the driver in the picture. Like, do you want to get in or not?" I'm like, "I don't want to order another Uber or whatever." But we got in. He sat in the front seat, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, this isn't you in the picture." And he's like, "Oh, that's because I'm not wearing my hat." I mean, the guy in the picture was black.
Whatever.
And the guy in the car was brown. It wasn't even close. There was no. They just share accounts. There's nothing to be worried about.
Just there, it's his beard. Someone's bearding an account.
Yeah, exactly. It happens in the sports betting industry. It happens in the Uber industry.
Okay,
as well.
Rob, I don't mean to bore an American listener for a minute, but
hold that thought. Hold it for 1 second. Jason, go full screen as you unpack this bag. I'm very interested.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna see some. We might get demonetized if I go full screen, so I'm gonna go full screen here. If we get demonetized, I'm sorry.
Is it because you have the Pornhub towel up?
It's because I have a Pornhub towel in the background. It's a shirt, by the way. Unpacking it, we got rice.
Okay, that looks very here. Plain white rice.
I don't know what this is. There's like some
sauce?
Brown liquid sauce, soup. Not sure.
Like
anyone who's familiar with
who's familiar with the Brazilian cuisine, please. Those are just regular. Those aren't Brazilian fries.
Yeah,
I can tell you.
I feel like I'm getting ripped off here, and this is not. None of this is Brazilian.
That's not authentic Brazilian fries. I can guarantee it.
Okay, this is the meat and potatoes what we're looking for now. But brown liquid in a bag. It's classic Uber Eats Brazilian food. Okay, this box is soaking wet, by the way. It is soaking wet from condensation. Jamil is saying it's beef dip. Okay, good to know. I will dip in there.
Well, that maybe is beef dip a part of the Brazilian
Look how
cuisine?
wet
Oh my
this-
god, man!
This is insane. And honestly, chicken hearts. I don't chicken. What this
Ew,
is? The
I don't
chicken
want
hearts.
this.
This is not appetizing. That might go in the garbage.
This might be the worst Uber delivery of all time.
I'm just watching the game.
Yeah, it says I'm actually a little bit sick from the
Okay.
chicken hearts. What's that? Okay, sausage and some overcooked steak. It looks like.
Like I ordered it rare, by the way.
Yeah.
I ordered it rare. So here's a good look at what we're eating today.
Oh,
it doesn't look the worst.
that's not
but
bad. Honestly, if I smoked a cannon
Yeah.
right now, I could get into that.
I actually thought it might look way worse than that. So
I'm just gonna eat the fries, and I'll probably try and munch on that tomorrow.
Jalen Hurts only has 14 rushing yards.
14 Hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. 8 for 14.
I will say this is something that I've been the most excited for this entire time. Is this Guarana?
God
Antarctica.
damn it.
Oh, what's
It's a
that?
Brazilian pop. So I'll give you
Jeff,
my
did
review.
you just
on
see the incompletion now on 3rd and 2?
Yeah.
I think you did.
I don't know
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah, it's definitely incomplete.
Good soda. Good soda. All right, I'm gonna get my food.
All right, go ahead. Okay, Jeff, you wanted to turn this into Canadian talk radio right now.
No, I wanted to turn it into because I haven't signed up for any of the services yet, like Dazn or whatever. Just haven't hit my renew, been lazy, primetime games to start. What should I?
Sunday ticket. If you have cable, get Sunday ticket.
Yeah, but I need both
Why
I
do
need
you-
Red Zone, dude.
because I want it on my phone.
You can if you have the blue one or the red one, you can just use the login on your phone.
Are you still talking about what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the service providers because I don't want to.
Why would I rather that than Dazn? And then I can just use the app on my TV.
Because it's like 30 seconds to a minute quicker. I don't know if you care about
okay.
that
So
stuff, but I-
Dazn is, as Chernoff can
It's
attest to from last
the
night,
slowest
it's
on
fucking
earth.
slow, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
okay. I've used it before. I know it's slow, but
If you want a live bet, you can't do it on Dazn.
And
But-
I will say the price of Sunday ticket is incredible in Canada. It's $300 for the entire year, whereas in the States they pay double that American. So like,
But my Dazn is like $170, I want to say.
no, it isn't.
And I'm like grandfathered in. I don't know if you guys know this, but when Dazn first launched in Canada, I reamed them out so hard on Twitter for the first 2 weeks of the season that they actually flew people in from London, England to spend an NFL Sunday with me. They showed up with buckets of beer, food. They just sat down and watched football, and it worked perfectly that day. They thought, I'm like, guys, like I'm telling you, the last 2 weeks was horrible. Like, then they took a bunch of product recommendations that they never used ever before. I'm like, it would be nice if you did like a quad screen, like my MLB at bat. Put 4 games at once. That would be nice. No,
they
never did.
have that option now. And I believe Sunday ticket might also have that option. But also, you don't need the quad box if you have enough TVs. That's all I'm saying. TVs are like super cheap nowadays. Get more TVs if that's your problem. Anyways,
I just want the fastest red zone. That's what I want.
Mhm.
I don't like the multi-TV setup. I get too distracted. I need red zone. I know some people hate red zone and they like to put on a bunch of different games. I want
Listen,
red zone.
I saw Sunday ticket was $300, which is pretty cheap.
I'm just also going to throw out there if you want to get, if you're in the States.
Do we
and
have
you want-
YouTube TV here?
We
though?
do have YouTube TV, but in the States specifically, if you want Sunday ticket for the first 3 weeks free, use code Forward Progress when signing up to FanDuel to get the first 3 weeks free of Sunday ticket.
There you go.
It's so weird how I don't know.
What's still weird?
Like they make it as sports fan. They've made it so confusing and annoying. I don't like. I'm sure in the
sucks,
States
man.
it's so much worse. They got to jump through so many more hoops. Like tonight's a Peacock game. Here in Canada, it's just on regular cable.
It's really become like, think about the amount of different services you need to watch every NFL game. It's stupid. It sucks. It really does.
I mean, like I said, we're lucky. We're lucky. A lot luckier with it in Canada, as we are with a lot of like tentpole events that like get put on streaming services in the States. They usually don't find their way to that stuff here.
Solid 10 touches for Josh Jacobs tonight, 19 rush yards, 9 receiving.
But, you know, I've asked all these questions. Truth of the matter is, it doesn't really matter at all, because the price point at which they are at, like, it's actually disgusting what I would pay every Sunday just to watch the Chargers, probably.
Well, I'm going to pay it no matter. I have a sickness. Yeah.
The final number actually is, I kind of feel like some value, because, like, the number I would pay is sick.
Right.
Like, if they truly demanded it from me, I wouldn't want to get into that situation, but lucky they've found a price point. I know it's exhausting and it's expensive. It's way more expensive in the States than what I'm hearing people have to pay.
I would pay.
Yeah, use the YouTube thing Jason was talking about.
At least you get the first 3 weeks out of market games all on Sunday afternoons for your $5 bet. It's pretty. And
sick. Honestly, Rob, at 4:00 in Canada on that, like, after the 4 p.m. slate.
Wow. Is that a catch?
I think it is.
Yeah, that was that was really, like.
Are they calling it a catch?
I think so. Reed Blankenship, man. First of all, it was telegraphed by Love. So this second or third time tonight, he's really telegraphed the pass, but he threw off his back foot as well. I mean, that's bad mechanics.
I think he caught it.
I think so too. See, this view will be the one that tells us. Oh yeah. It's not even close. I don't know that it was dumb, like, as much as it was telegraphed and kind of lobbed over the middle.
Like, what would you pay for 1 week of Sunday ticket? Like, what's it worth to you in your Sunday and your bets? Like, it's probably worth over $100 a week.
Jeff, this is the honest to God truth.
500, 1,000. I don't know what I'm asking you.
I would pay at least $10,000 for a season of football.
Yeah, that's
like, if they said you need to pay $10,000 to watch every NFL game close to real time, I would without. Now, my wife would murder me, but I would very easily, without us even hesitating. I have a true sickness.
No,
I don't know where the cutoff point is. That's what the sad thing is. I don't know the cutoff point.
So that's what I mean. So when they're asking 200, 300, 500 for the season, you're like, value. In my head, that's a value algorithm that says,
yeah,
deal.
Oh man, I could really get rinsed by these cable companies if they wanted to.
Oh, that didn't go down right.
Is that an ice cold Coors right there?
Yeah, I think
are the mountains
underrated.
blue?
Yeah, so underrated.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, I'll drink any beer. I'll be honest.
I'm not a beer snob. So
I'm not a beer snob either.
I don't even like give me a mass produced like Coors Light, Miller Light, Bud Light. I'm happy.
Can I be greedy here and ask for a direct snap to Gainwell over a tush push? Not crazy.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
And he's not even in the game. So
no.
Never mind.
Someone's
Saquon Barkley's
that's Barkley for 3?
For 3. He's got 2. 1. He's only got 1, I think.
You're right. No, he has a receiving. He's got a rushing and a receiving, right?
You're right. Yeah. Good call, Rob.
Man, should have played Saquon 3+ TDs, man. Fuck that.
I was going to, but
you went Christian Watson.
Yeah, I went Christian Watson, exactly. Hey, Christian Watson's still alive. Maybe we can get like a little return here.
I don't think they're ever going to get a team to do that offseason Hard Knocks again.
Why?
the Giant, like it did not make the front office look. It just didn't make them look good.
Yeah. Yep.
And there's off-season variables is like different than training camp, I think. Like your process is how just
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it, but some stuff got through there that if I was the Giants, and it seems like the teams do have some level of final say, embarrassing.
I made a.
Are you talking about the Barkley stuff? Is that like what you're alluding to?
Yeah, but just some other like knick-knack pieces that make Joe Shane look like in over his head a bit.
Do you think they thought it made them look good though? That's how like out of touch they are with reality.
I don't think so. I could be wrong. I don't think so.
All right, I'm gonna take over here for a sec while Rob.
We're approaching piss o'clock right now.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
The quarter's been long as shit.
It's crazy. This is maybe the worst 31-26 game I've ever seen in my entire life.
Disjointed would be the word.
It's crazy.
The whole game from the first play.
And I don't think you'd be shocked to hear this, Jeff, but the food I ordered is worse than this game. Steak, terrible. The black sauce was beans, by the way.
21-point quarter, though.
It's crazy. And we thought the alt under was a play, too, which is the most disgusting thing out of all this. So,
you think Jalen Hurts was having a better fantasy night? I mean, sorry, you guys don't talk about that.
I don't want to talk about my own fantasy team, but I'm playing him right now, so I don't care.
I'd say he's doing. He could be doing better. Who are you taking in Survivor, Jason?
Here's the thing. I wanted to ask you guys this because, like, yesterday we all knew the chalk pick was the Bengals, right? But potentially no Chase, and we won't know until game time. Looks like definitely no Higgins. Those guys have to be worth at least combined 2 to 3 points, maybe 2, right? It's at 6.5 now. It's at 6, right? It should move it through the 6.5, I think. So does that make you look towards another game? And chat, I want chat to like get in on this too for survivors. Like, what are your thoughts on that game?
Seattle.
See that, right? So now is it like if you think you're in a sharper pool where people are starting to get off of the Bengals, are the Bengals now the play?
Yeah, I won't
because they're no longer the favorite.
I won't be completely out on the Bengals.
Okay.
I'll have some Bengals. I'm scared shitless. I think that Arizona game is going to be a dogfight. I think the Bills are in for a fight.
I'm afraid of
4-quarter football game in Orchard Park on Sunday.
We could see in Arizona, I like Arizona. I like their offense. I'm high on them this year. Seems like everyone's saying Seattle might become chalk. Eric
sort of becoming chalk. Yeah.
Eric mentioned a great one. Bengals are still 7.5-point favorites over on Pinnacle, so it's still very strong. Strong number there. Jeff should take the Chargers.
Even the Bengals with their injuries. I mean, it's almost like you're just fading the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're just fading the Patriots, and the Bengals are still well above mid.
It's a Dobbs reception. Needed that Dobbs catch. You know, it's a very underrated football snack. Pistachios, man. God, I love some pistachios. You don't seem too impressed, Jeff. Not a pistachios guy.
I'm amazed. I'm just looking at the box score here, the game flow. This game's been very disjointed.
Big time.
But it should be entertaining because the score, but it doesn't feel that.
This has not felt like a good game.
But you're going to see the score and be like, that must have been a fun watch.
Yeah. It has not felt like a good game. Last night felt like a good game.
But why? Just the flags or the early slipping? What's because there's been big plays and turnovers.
I know it's true. Yeah, I think the flags have had something to do with it. Obviously, I mean, listen, you got to do with the shells. Part of the fun, it's like the sunflower. Who eats sunflower seeds on their own? You put them in your mouth, you chew them, you spit out the seed, the shell. That's what makes it fun. Neither of these teams has looked impressive, I would say.
They both had their moments.
I mean, they are two very good teams, so that it's just that. But Vic Fangio's defense, I don't know, Vic. I don't know. Oh, that's C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Looks like he got a hand injury or something there. Seems like he's upset. Seems like he's not happy. Oh, man. It's weird that it's Friday.
Oh, yeah. This is really going to mess with the body clock tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Will not feel like Saturday, but there will be college games to bet.
But just out of principle, like last night when the game was done, I couldn't sleep because my heart was pumping from KC. But normally I would go to bed after Thursday night.
Did you go down any conspiracy YouTube rabbit holes? You have trouble sleeping last night? Let's see what Pizzola's algo was saying to him today.
I got served a fake moon landing article today. I'm not joking. The phone is listening at all times, people. Be very careful. It's tough. At least one person I know believes the moon landing was not real. I won't name their name.
I had a teacher in school that made us watch a movie about it not being real.
Yeah.
So that's one that's kind of, but I've never really bought it. But I will give some of the information the time of day.
Yeah.
But I've never really been, but I'm also naive enough. Like, I could buy in, like, I would be an easy victim of the state to for their propaganda to work on. Like, let's just put it that way. Like, I would be an easy mark, I think is the word.
I could be as well. Because I want to believe.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I'd buy all into that.
It's not that I buy into it. It's that I want to believe. That's my problem. But then, gets disproven.
Listen,
and you can't believe in some of this garbage.
I might say something that's insane, but it's just factual. Well, it's just factual. But if it wasn't for the science, I would not believe in dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like, if there wasn't just like this, there's just too much scientific evidence. I might not know much, but I know enough to believe. I believe in science, but like the concept of it, like, nah, no way. Like, what do you mean?
I honestly don't think that's that crazy of a take, because like in my lifetime and your lifetime, obviously, but I'm younger than you, so I'm gonna use my lifetime. Like, we realized that dinosaurs had feathers and weren't reptiles.
Yep.
Right. So it's like, how much do we really know about them? I like
really makes you wonder, Jason.
I didn't mean for it's only like it's the second night of football season, and this is where we've delved off into. It's not even a bad game. This is usually for like the conversation Rob's got to say for the blowouts. This is a great game with good quarterbacks. But yeah, I couldn't help myself. Figure if Rob's algo was hitting him up.
No,
Go ahead. You go ahead, Rob.
What I did I watched the latest Adam Sandler stand up on Netflix last night. I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan. It was hit and miss, but I found the stuff that was a hit to be extremely funny.
The thing with Sandler, Rob, he is to us essentially like what the Blue Jays are. We were of it, like when you're that young and your team wins 2 world championships, you have lifetime equity. It's like almost does not matter what else they do. Like, you now have the equity to go on for life. It doesn't matter what other product they put out. And Sandler's like that was like a three-peat of titles he had when we were that age.
Missed field goal.
That is
Yes.
a +2 take there from you. I like that. +2. Adam Sandler also just, I don't know what it was, been recently watching his older movies, just classics.
Yeah, but there's also like a lot
Sandler
of
had such
shit.
a great run, and then I got a lot of shit after.
But then, like, I don't know, you get like, you're really gonna blame him for just getting like boatloads of money? Like, he was tired. Like, he made his good movies, and then he got paid for reputation, and that's
dude. Some of these guys had like incredible runs, and you just can't live up. You can't live up to that.
Yeah, it's like if you make a great show, you've got this 3-season story arc in your head, and the network, like, you're like, okay, I think the show's going to be over. And they're like, no way it's going to be over. And they bring 3 garbage bags of money. You're like, okay, I can write 2 more seasons. And then they're like, okay, I'm out of ideas. And then they show up with 10 garbage bags. Like, okay, I can write 3 more seasons. And all of a sudden you have this like 8-season show. You're like, okay, well, I had a 3-season idea.
Wow. Big run.
Go.
Wow.
Okay, so Jim Carrey did The Mask, Ace Ventura, and Dumb and Dumber like within a 2-year span. You can't really like
the cable guy.
Yeah, cable guy, not the
we don't talk about that one.
Yeah. No, but that was after.
Yeah, like it's hard to live up to that. Okay, I have to say something about this now. I'm catching up on the thread. Chosen, Mr. Q. There's a lot of. So I don't know what's going on here.
They're so far apart in like context. Jack and Jill undervalued is. That feels like a crazy one. Is that
one's bad? But I'm still talking about the moon landing. Are we talking? Is this real life, guys? When you consume a conspiracy theory, I'm telling you what's going to happen. You're going to constantly be fed more and more stuff about that conspiracy theory. Go out and do your own research and not be stupid. That's all I want to say. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
I'm going to say something stupid, but isn't watching YouTube videos like research nowadays? Like,
that's the problem, dude.
Like, isn't that doing your own research? If someone's like, do your own research. That's what I would do. Rob, before I leave, you're just nodding your head at it. Have you? I feel bad for the proxies this week because they're working their asses off. And now that the like obvious favorite is kind of seeing some trouble, that like people are delaying their entries, and they're just like, I know, like they're working for their money this week. I think.
You know what, my guy, Primo, Matty Simo works hard. You're right. This week's going to be a bit of a sweat. There's not a lot of early picks going in, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is.
I mean, they're charging for their service.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Usually, you know, like I said, if the Bengals, everything was on the up and up, half the pool would just be like in with it, locked in, no issues. But yeah, now it's going to be a thing. And if the Bengals, would you go to the Bengals if they become less chalk?
Possibly, yeah. I still feel very confidently the Bengals will win the game.
And would you feel less good about going to Seattle because they'll become more chalk than they were when you originally thought about making that move?
The thing with Seattle is that, like, again, I got burned on a rookie quarterback last year and a few times over the years where, like,
yeah, you don't know.
I don't know. I really
sometimes they're really good.
Sometimes. It happened with CJ Stroud last year.
Yeah.
I took a 7.5 point favorite, Jags against Texans. Thanks for coming out. Got fucking smoked. Never had a hope. Man, these pistachios are banging, man. Very salty, though. Very salty.
Can I just jump in here and ask the chat if they know what the sand stuff is? I don't know what this is. Try to put on my
sand.
It looks like sand. What does it look like?
Oh shit, you're right.
And it tastes like sand too. It's not like sugary.
Tastes like sand.
I'm not even kidding you, Jeff.
Maybe
send me your address. I'll drive it to you right now. I'm not even kidding you.
No, I don't want it.
call back Hussein and get him to drop it off at Jeff's place.
I might. I'm gonna complain. This steak is like.
I mean, Gambling Bandit says that's hummus, but it doesn't look like hummus to me.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a little.
All right, boys. Hopefully the Eagles put the game away here.
Yep. Enjoy your time with the family tomorrow, Jeff.
Yeah, bolt up. Bolt
up, baby. All right. Jeff Feinberg, everyone. What a legend. Brazilian sand, man. Straight from the beaches of Rio.
So I Pedro Navarro says it's for the meat. I put it on my meat and it just tastes like meat with sand. Like imagine dropping a steak in the middle of
Can I see that one more time? Post it up one more time.
Let
me have a good view of it.
I'll try and like shake it for the consistency. I'll give it a taste right now on air too, just to show you guys that like
I've had Brazilian food before. I've gone to Copacabana a few times. I never seen anything that looks like that. And it tastes like sand. Is it gritty?
It's gritty and has literally no flavor to it at all. Like I'm getting notes of literally nothing. So
quinoa.
Ground up moon rocks.
That doesn't look like quinoa to me.
Definitely not quinoa.
I mean, it looks not appetizing. I'll tell you that.
The steak has. Anyways, I got scammed. Levi TV.
You got really fucked with the Brazilian food order tonight. I appreciate what you were trying to do.
Yeah,
staying true to the football game. And
is this?
No, I don't know what's happening. All right, out with you.
Get us out of Brazil.
Viewership's going down again when you're on the screen. We got to keep the viewership up. It's time to bring in a guest. You guys know him as Mac Daddy, but that's not how I originally knew him. Ian McMillan at Ian Mac Bets on Twitter. Sports Illustrated betting now. How's it going, man?
It's going well. You're brave inviting me on the stream. I do appreciate it, Rob. I always appreciate you having me on. But the way that you've been talking about my Atlanta Falcons the past couple of weeks is unbelievable. Listen, I love the show that you do with Pat Mayo. I listen to it all the time during the NFL season. You guys have just been ripping on the Falcons like several episodes in a row.
I can't even defend my Falcons. Pat gets mad at me for defending my Falcons, so I just have to stand there and take it. I did talk to him about that this week. I think that just generally speaking, when a team is expected to take a step up in the next year, their fans get excited and they get defensive about that. It happens. So I get that. But I'm not convinced that like the Falcons offense is like this juggernaut that people think it's going to be. I really think there's too many question marks for me to say that.
What are the question marks?
The quarterback. Oh, what a terrible throw, Jalen Hurts. Terrible throw, my friend. Are you sweating something in this game?
I got the Eagles, and if you remember from past years, Rob, my stream is significantly behind. I'm on the Peacock app.
I know.
And it's still a good 60 seconds behind.
I'm starting to really learn. So you're still in the US right now, correct?
Yes, this will be my last football season here, but yes.
You're coming back to East Coast?
Not East Coast, Toronto.
Oh, even better, buddy. We'll get
some. Oh, it was a pick. I just saw it now.
Holy jeez. You weren't joking about this.
60 seconds might have been generous. It might be 90 seconds.
This is going to be a tough fourth quarter for you. Be a very tough fourth quarter for you. Oh, man. No, it's nice. We can get like some Blue Jays flex packs, go to some games together.
Absolutely.
Actually, fuck, we should talk off air afterwards. We've got the Hammer Studios in Toronto.
Yep. I'll be up there.
When I record Circles Off, I record with a Falcons helmet.
I noticed that. I do like that. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know if you deserve to have that Falcons helmet there the way you've been talking about them.
It's also not mine. Jason, do you know who signed that helmet? I'm not sure who signed that helmet. The Cowboys one is Dak Prescott. The Vikings is Randy Moss. Who signed the Falcons helmet in the studio?
I have no idea. Would it be like a Julio Jones or
maybe a Julio?
I got a Kyle Pitts here, so I need a big year from Kyle Pitts, or else this helmet's
can I be honest?
Worthless.
You might have to throw that out.
This is it. This is his year.
You might have to.
I mean, he's already hurt. No, he's dealing with soft tissue injuries.
He's got a little tight hamstring, but who doesn't?
Yeah. Well, T. Higgins does. I can tell you that every single year. I'll tell you the worst hamstrings in NFL history. T. Higgins, Deebo Samuel, Darren Waller. Every year, hamstring. Darren Waller that poor guy's hamstrings, man. He won't be walking. Like he's retired now. I want to say he's like early 30s.
Yeah, he's not old.
Man.
Ron Mexico. Shout out to the Ron Mexico in the chat. Do you remember Ron Mexico?
I do. Vita Vea has that bad hamstrings too. I guess I might have missed a few people. What the hell was that throw by Jalen?
Yeah, I mean, I was feeling very good about the Eagles bet there before that interception.
I just need one of these teams to win by margin.
Why?
I played some like alternate line, same game parlay stuff. That the other legs are looking good. Well, what are you gonna do? You ever eat pistachios, Ian?
I don't think I've ever had a pistachio. I don't know if I ever had. I saw you eating them on stream earlier.
No, this is now for comedic relief at this point. You've never eaten a pistachio in your life before.
I don't think I have. I'm trying to think. I don't think so. And I've eaten plenty of nuts. I've eaten, cashews and peanuts and almonds and
yeah. I mean, this is like serial killer kind of stuff. Never eaten a pistachio.
I don't think I have.
I don't know if you're an Always Sunny fan at all.
No, I've tried to get into it a couple times and it hasn't stuck.
No. Okay. Just reminded me of something from there, but it's okay. If it's not your thing, I'm not going to push it. The kind of guy I am. Jacobs looks good now. Made some good plays. It's real challenging. But okay. Seriously though.
Yeah.
Falcons fan.
Yeah.
So what is considered what would you consider a good season?
Right. I heard you say that Falcons fans will be happy if we go 9-8 and win the division.
Yeah.
I think my response to that is it depends on what the 9-8 is. Because there's plenty of different 9-8s. Did we have some injuries? Did Kirk Cousins look decent? Like, was it a couple tough losses? Did we lose? Like, there's different versions of 9-8. There is a version of 9-8 we win the division, I'm happy. There's also a version of 9-8 where we win the division and I'm not happy.
Got it.
To me, a successful season this year, what needs to happen for me to be like, that was good, I'm happy, is win a playoff game.
Okay. So that's not going to happen. So you're not going to be happy.
Why? What do you mean?
You know what?
I don't understand what this is based off of.
Oh, it's based off of Falcons are starting very good.
Top 10 defense, fact or fiction?
Sure. Fact. I would say fact. Fact. Until they suffer a couple injuries.
Sure, but you can't just like assume that they're gonna have like some bad injuries.
My argument is that their depth on defense is poor.
There's no doubt about that. I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but still, let's just assume they stay relatively healthy. Because you are right. If we suffer some injuries, especially on defense, it's not going to be good. Yep. Let's assume we stay relatively healthy. Top 10 defense.
Okay.
Top 5, maybe top 3 offensive line. Fact.
Top 5, maybe 3 run blocking offensive line.
Okay. Top 5 running back. Bijan
I don't know about pass protection yet.
Okay.
I don't know about pass. We haven't really seen it. Yeah, we'll find out.
Bijan Robinson, top 5 running back.
I love Bijan Robinson. It pains me that he's with the Falcons that I have to root against him.
I'll ask this: fact or fiction? Big catch. I know you're probably way ahead, but
yeah, it's okay.
Kirk Cousins was leading the NFL in passing yards last season when he got hurt. Fact or fiction?
It's fact.
Fact.
I don't know about passing yards as a metric, but it's a fact.
Last year, heading into Week 18, the Atlanta Falcons had a chance to win the NFC South. Fact or fiction?
It's a fact.
Fact.
Yeah.
Our quarterback last season might be the worst starting quarterback in the past decade. A guy who just got cut for Clayton Tune for the backup job in Arizona.
Yeah, he sucked. Yep.
So how can a team that's 7-10 almost won the NFC South? You had Kirk Cousins, you had Judon, you had Justin Simmons, and now you're like, you think they stink?
Not that they stink.
And we got rid of Arthur Smith. I didn't even bring up Arthur Smith. He's a bum.
He is a bum. Absolute.
Brought in Zach Robinson from Los Angeles, the mastermind of their pass attack.
You bring up good points. I'm not denying that. My premise is not that the Falcons stink. It's that they're not good. Those are two different things.
Okay, fair. Kirk always finds ways to lose. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Also, the Kirk and primetime thing is simply incorrect now.
It looked like Sammy M there had a Vikings avatar, so it's like a jaded Vikings fan, which I get. Moretto's the same way. These guys, Hitman, same thing. I don't know what you're so in. Oh, you're intently looking on the play that just previously happened. Now I got it.
Yeah,
I'm excited that you're coming back to Canada.
Me too. I'm excited to live in Toronto. I haven't lived in Toronto before.
Toronto sucks, but it's okay.
Well, I mean,
as a Torontonian talking about
there's pro sports to go watch. Don't forget, Rob, I'm from Nova Scotia. I grew up in the best team I could go watch of any sport was the Halifax Mooseheads.
That's true. Jason, like it took him he's muted. He's so rattled he didn't even come off mute. It took him an hour and 40 minutes to get his Brazilian food tonight. Is that the city you want to live in? It's not. I wouldn't
expect Toronto would be a hotbed for Brazilian food.
It's a hotbed for every cuisine. Every cuisine.
It should
that's
be on
that's one advantage of Toronto. I will say.
I had some nice. I went to a nice French restaurant when I was there this summer.
Yeah. Alouette.
No. Don't remember the name of it.
Oh. Well. I don't know.
You were going to say something about living in Toronto, but now you don't even have words because you're so rattled.
Just this city just feels like it's gone downhill a bit.
Yep, it's okay. We'll get it back.
Oh, what city hasn't?
We'll get it back.
That's fair.
Once they finish those Gardner repairs in 2028
or
whatever, we'll get it back.
I can go on like a 10-minute rant. No one wants to hear this because no one's from Toronto. But Eglinton, I live on Eglinton. Like the street it's been a disaster for 10 years and it continues to be a disaster.
Out of curiosity, did you eat any more of that sand stuff? And are you any closer to figuring out what it actually is?
I have no fucking clue. And I just complained to Uber Eats and said, this is the worst food I've ever had in my entire life. I demand a refund. They're not going to give me a refund.
Mm-hmm. They might. They usually give people like 2 to 3 refunds before they cut you off from refunds.
Yeah, I'm cut off of the refunds. They've told me where
I don't think I've ever asked for a refund. So
then you'll probably get it.
I hope so.
They started getting worse with the refunds, Ian, though. Like they're like, here's your $5 Uber credit. It's like, I don't give a shit, dude. You put this stuff I didn't order on my burger. Like, I don't want to eat it anymore. Refund. Like, I don't care about the $5, but it's life. You win some, you lose some. It's pretty much a Falcon season this year. 9-8, you win some, you lose some.
I have a plus EV move for everyone. Rob, you can. That was rude, by the way. You snuck that in there, the Falcons thing.
Hey, I'm fine. We'll.
Ian's wearing the freaking hat too.
I'm actually going to stop this season. I've gone too down. I'm actually. Here's the thing. I've gone too far down this path. There's teams I like way less than the Falcons, like way under market on, including in the division. I think the Saints absolutely stink. By the way. Terrible. Saints.
They're my survivor pick tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh,
you might want to change that. You have time to change that, no?
I've heard you guys talk about that game. No, I'm
you're anti-Dr. Eric Eager.
No, I like Eric. I mean, we never talk. We follow each other on Twitter, but
yeah.
But I mean, I'm not going to cheer for him on the Panthers. I mean, it's an NFC South team.
It's true.
I wish him well though. But
you cheering for a tie in that game?
No, for Survivor, I need the Saints. I want the Saints to win. I don't know, 2-0.
2-0.
And it does pain me to actually cheer for the Saints in that game because I hate the Saints way more than I hate the Panthers.
It's hard to hate the Panthers, right?
They're just
they're the NFC South team that is the most irrelevant in terms of
for a while. Like when Cam Newton was doing like the Superman, they were a little bit annoying. But like before that, they had like Jake Delhomme. Jake Delhomme never what did he ever do to anyone?
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
So
some people like the balls. Yep, go ahead.
I have a little bit of a hot take that's Falcons related. It's a good hot take. It's that Drake London is going to finish the year. We're going to
here we go.
There's no metrics here. No metrics, but just vibes only. Shout out Stats and Schemes. Vibes only. Drake London will be a top 7 receiver based off vibes.
Is he not already top 7?
I would put him there. I think a lot of people
top 5.
Top 5. Give me top 5. I love me some Drake London. I love me some Drake London.
Why would that be, Jason? Would you like to clarify why?
Because he's a good player. and I like USC, and he went to USC. I don't know. It was fun to watch on USC. Sue me.
Yeah.
He's better than Garrett Wilson. I've had this debate so many times in office with someone we shared an office with. He's better than Garrett Wilson. Give it to me.
Well, I mean, listen, he managed to produce at least a little bit with Desmond Ridder last year and Marcus Mariota the year before. So, like with Kirk Cousins, you got to at least think he's going to take a bit of a step forward.
Sneaky fast too. I love his route tree. He's going to be fun to watch. So I guess
you love his route tree. Been studying his route tree hard. I have you, Jason.
Perception, baby. We love it. He's the puka of that offense.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Here's my question, though. If everyone thinks the Falcons are overrated, aren't they kind of underrated?
I don't know.
Because everyone I hear in sports
media
their
win total in the market.
What?
Well, it's because of what their win total is.
9.5. With by far the easiest schedule in the NFL, though.
Can I ask who's betting their over then to keep it at 9.5?
I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly don't know.
Over.
I don't want to talk about the Falcons anymore because I've gone too deep on this now, and there's too much evidence. Like this can come back and ruin my career. Like my
I've saved clips from the Pat Mayo show. Don't worry, I've already clipped them out. I'm ready. I still remember Pat Mayo last year saying AJ Terrell stinks, so I haven't even forgotten about that.
I argued with him about that, by the way, if you recall.
I don't remember you disagreeing.
I support. No, so I don't think AJ Terrell stinks. I don't think he's elite, but he doesn't. Yeah, like I argued that. That was a bad. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I would like to see a little bit more consistency from AJ Terrell. Would be what.
Yes. Yeah.
At times he's been close to elite, but he just doesn't show that enough.
Yeah. I need to stop eating these, man. This is a real problem. I have a real problem.
I've heard good things about pistachios. I'd try one, but
fucking delicious, man. They're delicious. But there's like a little bit of because you got to crack the shell as well.
Right.
It's a little bit of you're working for your food, and it makes the payoff a little bit better.
Yeah.
I find.
I see Travis in the chat saying I have a very punchable face. I know I do. It's unfortunate. I call it I have resting douchebag face. It's something I've lived with my entire life. It sucks.
You ever been punched in the face before?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I got punched in the face once. Got into a fight in grade 8. Got suspended.
I think mine was in grade 8 too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. It was tough. It was in the men's change room. Boys change room. I was a boy at the time.
Yeah.
Right after gym class.
Yep.
Right at the end of the day.
Fighting over a girl or just
I don't remember. It was not a girl. It was not over a girl. Honestly,
mine was over a girl, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, so it was a serious scrap.
I think it's just a one punch.
It was a one punch. You got one punched?
Yeah, we were both going after the same girl, and
mm-hmm.
I might have been on the winning side of it, and then he's found out and sucker punched me and walked away.
Wow, sucker punch.
Yeah.
No, this guy didn't sucker punch me. We threw down.
Wow.
I landed. It was one punch both ways.
Yeah.
Both like black eyes.
Yeah.
I was wearing glasses, so I had like a cut under my eye from the lens. Went home. My mother is very disappointed.
Yeah.
She's not happy that her Robert could ever get into a fight at school. That's it though. Outside of that, never punched in the. Actually, I did like a sparring session with Robin Black once.
Oh yeah, shout out.
Yeah, he punched me in the face several times.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do a little like Muay Thai, so I guess if that counts, then I've been punched in the face a ton. But
yeah. Glove or no glove punch in the face when Robin Black did it.
I assume that was with gloves.
Yeah, I still have the video somewhere, the DVD copy. They threw me to the wolves at the score back in the day. They put me in the octagon with him for 5 minutes to see how many times he could submit me.
Yep.
And I believe he submitted me 4 times, all in different manners.
Yep.
That's actually impressive. Like for you.
I think he was trying to submit me in as many ways as possible.
Yeah.
He got me in a leg lock though, and it was very, very, very painful. Really.
Oh, leg locks are you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Leg locks aren't good.
Yeah. Yeah, like I used to give my brother like a sharpshooter in figure 4 when we were younger, and until somebody put me in one of those, I was like, holy fuck, this like really hurts. You don't really realize it. Leg lock messed me up. Then we got into a boxing ring. We were wearing the headgear, but it was kickboxing, and I couldn't. Leg kicks from people who actually like practice leg kicks are.
Would you let me kick you in the leg, Rob?
I don't want to be. I don't want to. I don't want any physical pain for any reason. I don't know why I would do that, but yeah, Robin Black basically kept kicking me in the legs when we were in the, and then because of the amount of pain that my legs were in, I kept having to drop my hands, and then he just kept punching me in the face. I didn't know what was coming anymore, and then after about 2 minutes of dealing with that, I basically told myself, next time you get punched, like you're going down. And I did. I crumpled. I went down. It wasn't even a hard punch, but I'm like, I can't do this anymore. My legs are in so much pain. So yeah.
Shout out Robin Black.
Yeah. Well, Levi TV is just really laying into you, Jason. You got to
don't know what I did to him. Maybe I stole his girl, like Ian-esque. I don't know. I have been punched in the face once before, though. It actually happened a year ago. Yeah.
It's a rite of passage. We all have to.
Yeah, glove on though, not fist.
Glove on.
It was holding pads, and guy missed the pad and just struck me directly in the face with a hook.
No fucking way!
Swear to God, got kicked out of the gym. Guy was a bit of a. It might have been on. I think it was on purpose. Guy was a little bit of a loser. But yeah,
you think he smoked you in the face on purpose, trying to punch pads?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't seen him at the gym since. It's been like maybe like 7-8 months since 9 months. So,
wow.
Yeah. Kept my cool though, which was good.
Proud
of myself for that.
This is a big drive for Ian here right now.
Yeah, so I'm in danger of something to happen to me, Rob, because I, as you know, bet on every single game like an idiot. Done it for a number of years, and I do my podcast.
You're not an idiot though, because you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
Like I'm aware that I'm like not doing something that's not the smartest thing in the world.
Yeah. Right. That there's levels to this, right? It's not the guy who bets every game thinking he's gonna win like a bunch of money by the end.
Right.
Yes.
Right. But one of my rules, I have rules that I do for this Road to 272 that I do, and it's that I have to have every bet locked in before I record the podcast, and then I can't just like make up lines or whatever. I just go with whatever the lines are when I sit down and record. And I'm in danger of now going 0-2, both getting screwed by doing that. Because last night I had under 46.5, 47.5 was available, would have hit. Yep. I got Eagles -2.5, and it closed -2, so it'd be pushed right now. So I'm in danger of getting screwed on that two nights in a row to start the season.
Yeah, man. Jalen Hurts is just dying to throw another interception. He's dying. You know, how D does bring up a good point. That actually might make it more stupid.
That I'm aware that it's stupid and I still do it.
Yeah. Because the other people are like blissfully unaware.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe he's correct. I think Jalen Hurts might suck. I don't know what you think.
What?
I don't know, man. Like this is a long time now. The latter half of last year, starting tonight.
Is that long of a time? That's 8-9 games.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even in 8-9 games in any other sport, you wouldn't even think about it.
It's true.
And an NHL player is bad 10 games in a row. You wouldn't say that he sucks.
Fuck, man. Look at you talking sample size to me. I like this. reverse role. Yeah, man. It's hard to argue, but I mean, I was on to Carson Wentz sucking after like 3 or 4 bad games.
I mean, Jalen Hurts has shown to kind of have some holes, right? Like one of the things is when he leaves the pocket, he always rolls right, which I feel like you can exploit. What was the defense? What defense was it that he struggled with last season when he was facing? Was it
all of them in the second half of the year?
Type of coverage, and now I'm blanking what.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. He had some pretty drastic splits. I don't have the sheet up in front of me.
Yeah, it was a certain type of coverage he was terrible against last season. So maybe teams have just figured him out. It's possible.
Or maybe Sirianni is like legit top 5 top 5 OC, like top 5 play caller type of. Sorry, not Sirianni, Steichen.
That's very possible.
Because the wheels kind of came off as the season went on. It's almost like he didn't know how to use the playbook.
Yeah, that's true. Big defensive holding penalty there. Big.
Yeah, is this the first
holding
down?
the D. It's a first.
Holding the D.
Holding the D.
Getting field goal range.
Or holding on D. It's not really holding the D. I tried to turn it into a sexual innuendo. It doesn't really work.
Also, you said you were high on the Eagles this season, though. How can you be high on the Eagles, but you think Jalen Hurts sucks?
Yeah, I was hoping he didn't. I was really trying to convince myself he didn't.
Start of the game was tough.
I mean, now I'm watching more of him and not impressed.
Yeah.
Jahan Dotson, 1 target tonight.
Well, he kind of stinks, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought for like a number 3, though, he's a good number 3.
Yeah, sure. But I feel like it's not rare for a number 3 to only, well, I guess 1 target. Yeah. Thrown his way.
Yeah, it's not happening. Well, this is going to be the first of several weeks of overreactions. I'll tell you that. Several weeks. Who do the Eagles play week 2?
Eagles, Falcons. Monday night, I think it is. Yeah. Falcons have a tough start to their schedule. Eagles and then Chiefs the week after.
Oh, man. Hustle. Big time hustle play from Jalen right now.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. Special play from a special player. I think I just heard on the broadcast. I might be making that up, but I think that's what I heard. Oh, man. Second day of the season, I'm already exhausted. It's very bold of you to still have the Maple Leafs picture up right behind you as well.
It is what it is.
I do appreciate that about you. I still get to keep the Cowboys logo. I mean,
well, there's a Leafs logo behind you there over your shoulder.
Oh my God, it's all bad. Yeah, TFC's gone downhill as well. It's all, yeah.
I'm just telling myself it's destiny that they're going to win the cup when I move to Toronto. That's what they need.
Yeah, maybe that'll be. Maybe I'll put them over the top. You could always say it was you though.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, if it happens, but it won't. It'll be the same thing. It'll be Raw this season will be the exact same. We'll be a good regular season team, borderline great, and we'll lose in the first round to Boston or Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would things change?
Why would things change? I don't know. Couldn't give you a good answer.
What about your Cowboys this season?
I don't know.
Same thing. Good regular season team, borderline great, lose in the first round.
The problem is I don't even know if they're going to be a good regular season team this year. Maybe I'm kind of talking myself into liking them this weekend. But I don't know, man. I think it's such a wide range. I think part of this too is that I'm really jaded as a fan. And this is definitely the worst Cowboys team of the last 3 or 4 years. The offensive line is worse. They still have no secondary weapons. I mean, Brian Schottenheimer's probably going to run Zeke up the middle like 20 times a game.
Did you see that poll about like they asked fans like how excited they were for their team's season or their expectations, and like Cowboys fans are like in the basement.
Yeah, I saw that. They're bottom left corner.
Yeah,
there was 3 teams there. I can't remember the other 2, but
Giants and Saints. Oh, was it? Saints was one. Saints was the worst.
Yeah,
Cowboys, and I think the other was the Giants, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, that was someone from the Athletic, I think, that did that.
Over half pen hits for Rob just hit, by the way, for those keeping track in the chat. 2, I just want to ask you guys a question. Cowboys are the Leafs of the NFL is what Jordan Mosel says, but I disagree with him. I think the Falcons are the Leafs of the NFL because that Super Bowl is, I hate to bring it up. I know you don't like people bring it up, but that is the most Leafs-esque thing like ever to ever exist.
No, it's not true. That's not true because the Leafs never make finals.
There you go. That's true. But if they in a sport like football where there's only 1 game to win, it's a lot different than a 7-game series.
The Lions are the Leafs.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I think the Cowboys
have
make the
never
most
won.
sense because the Cowboys are always good in the regular season, like the Leafs are. The Leafs aren't bad in the regular season like the Lions.
But the Cowboys won in my life. Like Cowboys won 3 times in my lifetime.
Okay.
I mean, it's a long time ago. Don't get me wrong, but I've seen 3 Cowboys Super Bowls. The Lions don't win anything ever.
Bears were good in like
they won the division for the first time in like 30 years. More.
Yeah, but that's not the Leafs though. The Leafs are good in the regular season and losing the playoffs.
Good comp. It's not a good comp.
Falcons were good for plenty of years, and Falcons are like good enough. Like they're like not. I feel like 9-9. What are they like? You usually go 9-8, 8-9. Like I feel like that's third in the division equivalent.
Well, we've gone 7. We've won 7 games now, like 5 years in a row. It sucks.
Okay,
3 years straight of 7-10.
I would like the Eagles to get in the end zone here.
Is there any chance that they can? We don't see where the ball is right now. Is there any chance they can just run this clock down?
Can I ask for a not Devontae Smith no touchdown right now? By the way, to just keep.
So we're at the 2-minute warning. We're at the 2-minute warning here. The game cannot be kneeled out at this.
It can't.
It cannot be. They will have to run. Yeah, they'll have to run plays. Because there's still a timeout.
Oh, okay. I see why you say that. I didn't see the first down. The first down just happened. So it's
all right. So it's first and goal at whatever, the 5 or 6, 2 minutes, 1 timeout. So they have to run plays. Now, Packers should let them score, I think.
No, because a touchdown ends the game.
7 is 38-29. Yeah, you're right. I'm an idiot. I'm very like one pen hit and I can't do math anymore.
It's crazy how it works like that.
Sorry, people. Yeah, I feel like Feinberg. This is how Feinberg feels every third quarter watch along. Yeah, it's a real problem. Yeah, first any defensive penalty that's an auto first down ends the game.
M. Hunter says they should still let them score. I let them score and then try to score and then get a onside. I guess.
What are the onside rules changed this year? But you can onside.
You can onside, but only like if you actually need to onside. I think.
It's like it's another completely unnecessary Roger Ball rule change. I would say.
Well, what do you think about the new kickoff? You like it or no?
It sucks, man.
Yeah.
Just like why do we even have kickoffs anymore?
Maybe that's the solution. I will say playing on kickoff, like running down at full sprint and just colliding with another person sucks.
Yeah. That wouldn't be fun. Like if your goal is to get injuries out of the game, I know what they're trying to do by starting the players on like the 40-yard, but it's just not fun. It's not a fun play anymore.
No, it's not.
Like
it's going to be.
It used to be a fun play,
anyways.
Yeah. Like if you want kickoffs, bring back kickoffs and have the kickers kick from like their own 10-yard line or something like that. So there's going to be a return every time, but they won't do that because they don't want injuries. So just get rid of the play completely.
Yeah.
I think that's.
I don't disagree.
Or run it like this, where there's no like running start. Everybody's but just move the kickoff way back. Like
for some reason, I thought they did, but then I watched last night and I was like, oh no, it's just going to still be touchbacks every time.
Yeah, just force a return no matter what.
Yeah, right. If you do that, I think the running start is not fun.
The running start that's got to go. That's got to go.
Just asking guys to do a 40-yard dash and then collide at the end of it, it's not good.
Or you got to penalize more for the touchback. As it stands right now, if you said the touchback starts at the 40 instead of the 30, that would change things.
Yeah. Are you doing a live stream every single primetime game this season?
Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night. I got conned into this one, even though I make all the executive decisions.
But that's pretty much every primetime
company.
Game.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
There'll be a few that I miss here and there due to some prior commitments. And we'll have some solutions in place for that. But for the most part, yes. My wife is not very happy. I'll tell you that.
That's
tough conversation. Yeah.
You can blame me for tonight. This was, I pushed for this.
Yeah. I didn't want to outright blame you, but it was Jason.
It's almost like the karma comes for all because my food was disgusting.
Yeah, you had some bad food there.
Yeah.
All right, I need a score here. How do I lose this? How do I get screwed over in this situation? I guess a turnover, or they go for it on fourth and get stopped.
Well, you have Eagles spread
-2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, so you get screwed if they score too early, and then Green Bay just goes.
Oh yeah, I guess that's possible too.
Yeah, you want them to score as late as possible, which is it's lining up nicely for you.
They would have to score a touchdown no matter what, though. So that
yes, with no timeouts, that would be challenging.
Is that a score right there? Do you get in?
It is not a score.
That's good then, I think.
Can we get a Kenneth Gainwell touch here?
What about my boy Will Shipley? Let's get a Will Shipley in there.
We're holding some Kenneth Gainwell touchdown tickets.
Oh, okay.
I like your boy Will Shipley.
Has he stepped on the field tonight?
Yeah, he's on the field for a couple plays. I had the snap count somewhere, and sorry, let me just close my Apollo 15 moon landing takeoff video. Let's find these. Give me a sec.
Oh man.
I feel bad, Ian. You might not have caught it earlier. We were talking about conspiracy theories, and there's some people in the chat who are very convinced moon landing is fake and the Earth is flat. So I hate to bring it up again, but
I did look into the moon landing a long time ago, and I think I walked away with that we have been to the moon, but there might have been some footage that was fake afterwards.
Probably, maybe.
The fuck was this play?
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh my god.
Rob, don't tell me that. Rob.
Yeah, we were.
I mean, listen. They
fire this.
Wait,
I'll let Ian see it live. I'll let him see it not live.
They did not just turn the ball over. Okay, they didn't.
They didn't. It was the classic push play, but they fumbled the snap, and Barkley recovered it.
Now,
Saquon paying big dividends.
Here's a question.
Yep.
And you're ahead of me right now.
Yep.
Do you just kick the field? Are these guys going to go for it on fourth down and get stopped?
You
I don't know.
You go for it on fourth down. I don't think you kick the field goal.
Because even if, go for it on fourth down and get stopped, the Green Bay's at the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose this bet in a heartbreaking fashion.
It looks like they're going to kick a field goal right now.
They're going for the field goal. You're good.
I personally think the field goal is the right play.
All right.
Maybe I shouldn't have said you're good, but I feel like he's going to hit this.
Because you got to ask yourself, is it more likely that Green Bay scores a touchdown with 27 seconds to go down the field? Or is it more likely that they could kick a field goal? I mean, it's pretty close to the same thing, but the touchdown's a little longer. Anyways.
Yeah, because the touchdown will be from the way further up the field. They'll start with the ball after the kickoff, but
yeah.
Your boy Will Shipley has 3 snaps.
3 snaps?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm not even going to say it. Never mind. If Barkley gets hurt, it's Gainwell. Note. And mental note.
All right. There we go.
I would not have declined this offside penalty. I would have kicked the field goal again and taken another 3 seconds off the clock.
And risk missing the field goal?
What? It's a 21-yard field goal.
But also it's 3 seconds though, too.
Yeah. And if you miss, they're on the 1 or on the wherever you kicked it from.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the risk is the block return for the touchdown, I guess, but No, not on the 21-yarder. You can kick that one really high. Don't love it. Don't love it.
You know what would be the worst thing that would happen right now is if Christian Watson catches like a 70-yard catch or 65-yard catch to just fall me short of my 80-plus yards.
That would suck. That would truly suck.
I'm so selfish. I think about myself. I don't know why.
Well, most
That's all
people
I can
do.
think about now.
It's human nature, my friend. You're still on the screen. Been thinking about yourself all night, man. Oh, man. Poor guy got some bad Brazilian food. Got burned a second time.
I've never had Brazilian food.
Don't do it.
You never been
I've
to
been to a
Copacabana?
Brazilian steakhouse. That's all.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been to a Brazilian steakhouse.
That's just what I imagine all Brazilian food is like.
Christian Watson is still alive.
Well, I'll tell you this, Ian. If you get screwed, I will let you know beforehand, just so that you have time to prepare yourself to watch the screw job.
Soften the blow a little bit.
This happened to me in a survivor pool many years ago where I needed the Ravens to beat the Bengals in the final week of the
I
season.
remember that game. Yeah.
And Andy Dalton won it for the Bengals, but my friends were ahead of me on the stream. So they ruined it for me. And then I got to watch it play out 30 seconds later. And it made it that much more depressing. It's a big first down. Lots of yards.
He was out of bounds there.
He juggled it, right? I mean, I'm going to have to see this again. I'm gonna have to see this.
They should be reviewing this 100%. Also, Christian Watson was wide open.
I think it's good, man. I think it's good.
Does he get that left foot in?
I think so. I think Vic Fangio's got to be shipped out of town, man.
Oh, what the fuck was it? Get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. Get another shot at it. There you go. Sorry. I should not be. I don't know why I'm cheering for this.
He's cheering against you. He came back on screen to cheer against you.
Yeah,
Look at this guy.
I'm cheering for the 15 yards for Jordan Love.
You're wearing an Eagles jersey, aren't you? What are you doing?
Oh, who's hurt?
Jordan Love.
Who's hurt? Jordan Love hurt? Oh, he's down.
He's in a lot of pain.
He seems to be in a lot of pain.
Would suck.
275 yards each is now dead.
Oh.
You know who's the backup now?
They just signed someone recently, didn't they?
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis.
Oh man.
That does not look good. What's he holding? What is it?
Gonna see it again now.
Oof.
Left ankle, I think.
Oh, is it bad?
I didn't like. I don't like to look at them. It looked
like
it could be really bad.
It bothers me.
It didn't look too bad, honestly. It looked like maybe his left ankle got rolled up. I'd guess like high ankle sprain, maybe.
Could be like it looked like knee.
Could be knee.
I didn't see the full thing. I didn't see the full thing. We need doctor. Where's the doctor?
We need the guy who's the dentist. The
dentist.
The dentist.
Yeah. Technically a doctor. I think you know what? He's walking, which means it might be knee. If it's and he's like limping on that knee.
Never want to see that a starting quarterback go down week one. It's
sad. Are you worried at all about Kirk Cousins maybe not being the same Kirk Cousins that he was coming off an Achilles tear on like the most important foot?
Well, I'm worried about everything. I do nothing but worry. Okay. The good news is we spent a top 10 pick on a quarterback. So if Kirk Cousins sucks or goes down with an injury, it's Michael Penix season, baby.
I never asked how you like. I haven't seen your content as to how you feel about that. So can you share?
In the moment in time, I was shocked beyond words. I still don't agree. Like I see what they were doing, and it could work out. A lot of things need to go very specific ways for it to look like a smart move. But for a team that is at least gearing up to make a run, we have so many holes and issues with depth. I still don't understand why they went quarterback.
Okay.
Well, I understand the reasoning. I don't agree with it. But
yeah,
this is going to be the final play right here. 6 seconds.
Is it Malik Willis?
It's not the final play. Not the final play. It's a terrible out throw. Well, I mean, really couldn't do anything there. But this will be the final play. Will we see an epic bad beat live on air?
It makes it worse if it be Malik Willis comes in and does it.
It makes it so much worse.
But also, it's just a bomb in the end zone, so like that could be any quarterback, really.
What if they just scramble with him and do some rugby type of? No.
I personally wouldn't do that, but
no,
they have no shot.
I mean, when you're at midfield and you have a chance to you can throw it in the end zone, then
I mean, he didn't even get to throw, so you're good, Ian.
All right.
We're
1-1 heading into Sunday. 500
snaps.
Well, there you go, man. It's good to win. It's good to win. It's a good feeling.
Get the first bet one of the 2024 season.
Betting on
it would have to suck to sit all through Saturday. I'm down 0-2 heading into Sunday's slate, and I have how many bets on Sunday? 11.
Yeah, it would be a terrible feeling.
It's more than that. More than 11
on Sunday. Yeah,
13.
13 games, and then one Monday.
Wait. I can't wait to see that beautiful man, Scott Hansen.
Oh,
the Octobox? Are you kidding me?
Man, he gets so excited about stuff that I don't get excited about. But they dream up ways that they can put stuff into different boxes. Like there'll be like 6 1 o'clock games, and it's like here's the control room, and
give me the Octobox. It's the best.
The screens are so small. I watch on a 128-inch projection screen, and they're so small I can't see shit. But they love it. Imagine on a smaller TV.
Did you watch the Gold Zone during the Olympics?
No, I was in Europe for the Olympics, so I missed that coverage.
So they did the red zone thing, but they call it Gold Zone for the Olympics. It made the Olympics so much better to watch. It worked. That format of show works for football, and now I've learned it works for the Olympics. That might be it. I don't think it works for any other sport. I don't think it works for hockey, basketball, baseball.
I would agree. I would agree.
Well for the Olympics.
Yeah, there was when we were at the score, we had like court surfing where they jump game to game, but it's just not as conducive to.
No,
it really isn't. It's tough, but all right, man. Everyone, check out the Bacon Bets podcast. You'll get a pick on every game this season if you check out the Bacon Bets podcast. What more could someone ask for?
And I have. Call it variance, call it what you want. I've done it 4 years. I finished profitable 3 of the 4 years. Not much. I think I finished up 3 units last year.
Well, I'll call it variance.
It's better than losing money.
If you want me to call it variance, I'll call it variance.
Well,
all right.
Your words, not mine. I would like to come back for a Falcons primetime game sometime this season.
Did they put Atlanta in primetime?
A few.
Serious
Monday nights. Eagles the week after
Falcons.
Chiefs. So we got a couple coming up, and then a couple later on this season.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do it again.
Right. Perfect. Thanks for having me on, Rob.
All right, Ian. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Ian McMillan, everyone. Appreciate everyone who tuned in again tonight. Of course, if you haven't smashed that like button down below, please do so. Goes a long way in supporting us here. Thank you to all the nails who are still in here. Good conversation tonight. Had a good flow. Appreciate everyone. The game went by like this, even though it's kind of a sloppy slog of a game. Be very interesting to see what comes of that Jordan Love injury, but that already shakes things up in a big way in the NFC, in a massive way, because they didn't look good. Did not look good. Thank you to all our guests tonight and Hussein, of course. We got some board game questions. Terraforming Mars, solid game. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Play them all. It's a popular game. I've played it. I'll tell you right now. I am back on Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's the pizza buffet. I will go through every single game on the board, rotation number order, give my final thoughts on that with any bets that I would make. Sunday night, back here for a live watch along. For those of you who are into props, tomorrow, Hitman giving out his props for this weekend. We'll be dropping a video here on Forward Progress. Make sure you're subbed. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Thank you to all our guests, Ian McMillan, Jeff Feinberg, Matthew Freedman, and Noops. Of course, my producer, behind the scenes who keeps the engine moving, even when he gets delivered some terrible shit food, like what happened tonight. Jason Cooper, thank you very much. This has been another Forward Progress live watch along presented by FanDuel. I'll see everyone back here on Sunday. Enjoy your Friday night, everyone.